time out. We love to hear all your news and all your views. But if you think you're getting anywhere close to 3 minutes, just take a little pip or a pause. Both work equally well. And then pick the microphone back up and continue, or else we're in danger of losing the end of your transmission. We are, of course, using NetLogger here, folks. If you want to see the check-ins being populated right before your eyes on your own screen, just go to your NetLogger app and just connect to or select the net IRN KB1 Multimode Net. And you can also make use of that wonderful, almost instant message blue chat box thingy there as well. I try and keep an eye on that too. So anyway, let me have a wee, I'll take a wee pause this time, folks. Very good, thank you. It is, of course, the mission of the International Radio Network to promote the amateur radio hobby to those interested in radio communication. We give those with an interest the opportunity to gain experience in radio communications, theory, technology, and, of course, fellowship along the way. Now, this is a directed net, folks, and when checking in, please give me your call sign. That's slowly, phonetically, and twice. That's your call sign, slowly, phonetically, and twice, and we'll try and get you on the log the first time round with no mistookies. Okay, folks, well, it is, of course, the Friday International Radio Network KB1 Multimode Net. It's the first round of check-ins. We have a podium to fill. You just never know what's going to happen on the first round of check-ins. But we do know that one young man who's usually very competitive at the start of the net is on his holly bags this week. So not sure if he's connected or not. We'll no doubt very soon find out. So anyway, folks, it's the first round of check-ins. If you happen to be mobile or short time, do let me know. And I will try and remember to take you first. Okay, folks, please remember your call sign slowly, phonetically, twice. Call now.
Mike 0, Uniform Kilo Bravo. Mike 0, Uniform Kilo Bravo. Bruce in Northumberland.
Romeo Golf 0, Whiskey Uniform Romeo over in Stirling.
At Control, please check in. Kilo Bravo 1, Uniform Papa Zulu. That's Kilo Bravo 1, Uniform Papa Zulu. Hobbs, Springfield, Massachusetts.
2 Echo 0,
Victor
Kilo
Oscar 1,
Yankee
Echo
Hotel.
Yankee
2
Lima,
Echo 0,
VO1
Kilo Yankee
XYL,
Hotel.
Lillian,
That's in
and St.
Blackpool,
John's,
England.
Newfoundland.
Kilo Quebec 4, Romeo Oscar Golf. Kilo Quebec 4, Romeo Oscar Golf. From Cheraw, South Carolina.
Okay, let me just hold up there, folks.
This is KJ5, Golf Whiskey November, Kilo Juliet 5, Golf Whiskey November, Will in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Good afternoon.
But not on the podium. I think it's a first ever. Anyway, in reverse order, we do have Kilo Quebec 4, Romeo Oscar Golf. That's Scott. Scott, I'll give you a shout just in a moment. I think you're a brand new check-in. VO1 XYL, that's Lillian out there in St. John's, Newfoundland. Lillian, you're on the list. 2 Echo 0, I'll correct that later. 2 Echo 0, Kilo Yankee Hotel. That's Declan from Newport, South Wales. Declan, you're on the list, but not on the podium. Kilo Bravo 1, Uniform Papa Zulu, Uncle Bob out there in Springfield, Massachusetts. You're on the list, sir, but not on the podium. On the podium, we do have G0WUR. That's Gareth from just across the river here in Scotland. Good to see you there, Gareth. And in second place today, good try, Dave, but you just had a Mike 0 just in front of the victor, so I had to give it to Bruce at the top. So VE6DCV, sir, you're on the list, a Mike 0 UKB. Bruce, you're on the top of the podium and the top of the list. Goodness me. Okay, well, thanks, everybody. First of all, can I just give Scott, right at the end, just a wee shout to see if he's able to hang around. Scott, I think you're a brand new check into the net, and it is a rag tune net, so we go back and forth with each person for a wee while. So sometimes if someone's new, they think they've been forgotten, or they just don't have the time to hang around. So, Scott, I just wondered, are you going to be here for a while, or would you like to go ahead, sir, And since you're a brand new check-in, and good to see you there, sir. Kilo Quebec 4, Romeo Oscar Golf. Excuse me. This is GM0 UUB. My name's Graham in Alloa, Central Scotland. Scott, the mic is yours.
This is Kilo Quebec 4, Romeo Oscar Golf. It's great to talk to you. I've only had my license for about 3 months, and this is my first time talking to Scotland. I've talked to people on every continent except Greenland. That's my next challenge, is contacting Greenland. Over.
Very good, Scott. Well, congratulations on getting your license there, and welcome to the hobby. Sounds like you're having a lot of fun in just 3 months, so it can only get better, sir. There's just so many aspects of the hobby, so many things you can do, and you meet some wonderful people along the way. So, well, Scott, thank you. I'll give you another wee shout when we come down to you on the list. And we don't have any big topics on the list here. We do sometimes talk about our critters. We do like to have a wee update if you've got any critters in your household or in your garden or up in your loft that you know, unfriendly ones, whatever. If any pets at all or unwelcome critters, we like to hear about them all. But anyway, Scott, it's good to see you there. You're on the list and logged in. And like I say, I'll run down the list. You are quite far down, but if you're still there when we come down to you, you'll be very welcome to have a longer QSO. So thank you, Scott, and we'll say 73 in the meantime, and hopefully we'll catch you later, Scott. So all the best. And we are here every week, by the way, Scott, every week, same time. So we'll just say 73 in the meantime to KQ4ROG. And with that, let's go up to the top of the list and the top of the podium. There we find Bruce taking advantage of the kind young ham not being in his proper trigger place. Hi, hi. M0 UKB. Bruce, welcome, sir. Happy Friday at the microphone. It's all yours, excuse me.
GM0 UUB from M0 UKB, who has peeled himself off the floor. And it's been a while since I've been on the top slot, I have to admit, Graham. You see, I might not come on as often as I used to, but it's the preparation. You see, I've got to sort of wind myself up into that frenzied state to be able to get to the top. Sorry, Declan, had to take advantage of you being away on your holidays. See, this is what happens when you go away, Dec. And Dave, yeah, sorry, I didn't realise. I mean, in all fairness, I didn't even hear you. I heard the back end of Gareth's. And I thought, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to give it a go for once. So, Graham, doing all right, thank you. Thank you for getting me out there and hearing the mic zero at the start. Do appreciate it. Hope you're doing well, and I hope Helen's doing well. Critter update. Well, the four black and white fluffy ones are running wild around the neighbourhood, doing what they do best. They're definitely not indoor cats. Let's put it that way. We get the plethora of roadkill, in inverted commas, left on the patio for us to survey. They try their best. It's like when we get home, look, Dad, look what I've done, look what I've done. You know, I'm better than Sparky, or I'm better than Horatio, or whatever. So but they're all doing fine. They're hanging about, and I have to admit, it's a little bit cooler this week, so they're enjoying that. It was getting a bit warm for them. Graham, I'm waffling. I'm going to pass it back to you. GM0 UUB from M0 UKB, currently actually at home.
Well, very good, Bruce, and maybe we haven't had to do a wee kind of a stroke kind of thing for your location there, so good to have you at home there, Bruce, that's for sure. I'm sure the family do enjoy having you home. Maybe just leave that one hanging. Hi. No, great to hear you, Bruce, and nice for you. Well, thank you for giving us a critter update in your 4 black and white fluffy things that run around the neighbourhood. So and just come and go as they please. Do they kind of stick together? I presume not. I presume they've all not. Well, I don't know if you've ever put a tracker on them to find out exactly where they go, but do they kind of just have their own zones they go to? Maybe different neighbours that feed different ones, or whatever. I doubt if they travel in a pack. Maybe so. I'm not too sure. But anyway, you can maybe let us know. What else did you mention there? Oh, you mentioned something. It's out of my head. It's just that. I'm so clogged up with things going for the brain. But anyway, I'll throw it back to you, Bruce, to see if you've got anything else. Oh, no, you said something about waffling, and that's absolutely fine, sir. You know, this is the place to do it. I think being on the, having an amateur radio license whatsoever, I do believe is a license to waffle, and certainly the place to waffle is this Ragtune net, that's for sure. We love it. We absolutely love it. M0 UKB, waffle away from GM0 UUB Net Control.
M0 UKB returning. Yeah, no problem at all. Thanks for that, Graham. Right. Do they go together? Sort of. They all get on. Obviously, there's two of them. The two youngest, the kittens, are actually biological siblings. The others aren't. They get on. They wander around. Obviously, it's a quiet neighbourhood where we are. So they wander around and they sort of go off and they do bits together and bits apart, if that makes sense. And if we're walking around or driving the car, often see them. We know the sort of the hangouts, shall we call it, of where they sit. But they do have a little bit of a gang with the other neighbourhood cats that aren't ours, and they come calling for each other. It's like when you were a kid, Graham, if you remember, and you used to go, "I'm going to get out after me tea, Mum. I want to bolt the tea down, so I want to go and play out with somebody down the field or whatever." And the other cats come up and they're wolfing down the food. And I've got to go. And the others literally stand there and call at the back door, at the patio doors, and they call, and they obviously know each other's voices because they'll come tearing down through the house to the patio door, sort of wanting, and then start crying, wanting to be out. So no, they enjoy themselves, and it's all fun. I have to admit, it's quite fun. They've all got little different personalities, shall we say, Graham? A bit like any critter. So they're all fun and obviously enjoy themselves. So that's what matters. They're all rescues, as you know, and it's nice to give them a loving home. Right then, Graham, go on then. Take somebody else. I'm waffling, and I know you like to waffle. I know I like to waffle, and you like to waffle, but let's give somebody else a chance to have a waffle as well. GM0 UUB, over to you from M0 UKB.
Very good, Bruce. Well, thanks, sir, for taking the time to stop by today. Really do appreciate that. And hey, what a great idea. Let's have a waffle night. Just a kind of pop-up waffle night from time to time, just inviting people, see who could give the biggest waffle. So I know a few candidates, including myself, but yeah, we can have somebody standing by, kind of listening, and they can judge who's the biggest waffler of the net. And maybe a wee prize. I don't know. Anyway, there we go. That's the mind kind of working overtime there. Haven't been very tired. I stayed up kind of late last night. So yes, as well as hay fever, I'm actually quite tired this evening because I did stay up and watched the results for the election. So I'm not going to. I did have a couple of wee naps. So but I stayed up pretty much throughout the night. So so there we go. Oh dear, must have a very sad life. Anyway, Bruce, thank you so much, sir, for taking the time to stop by. Give all the wee critters a wee kind of Scottish squeeze from myself and Helen. That would be amazing. And take care. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay in touch, no doubt we will. And take care. To M0 UKB, we say 73, and say hello to Victor Echo 6 Delta Charlie Victor. He waffles all the way from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Dave, welcome, sir. Happy Friday. And Dave, the microphone, sir, it's all yours.
Wow, Victor Echo 6 Delta Charlie Victor returning. Yes. Oh, Canada, home of the Rocky Mountains. It's a Stampede City, but guess what? I'm coming to you from Edmonton, Alberta this afternoon. Got here safely. Nothing. It was an uneventful bus ride, which is great. Beautiful wall-to-wall sunshine here, so we bought some of that hot air from Calgary all the way to Edmonton. So Edmonton is 3 hours north of the city of Calgary. So that's where we are sitting for at least today and tomorrow, and then back on the road to Calgary. So bit of a short stay, but hey, that's great. We have critters at home, our Siamese cat and our black cat, so I'm sure they will want an explanation as to why we were gone for 2 days. Actually, the Siamese. He jumped in the suitcase this morning as we were finishing some final stuff. So that's a bit And that's all from Edmonton. I'm a little tired today as we caught the bus around 8:20 a.m. in the morning, so we're up relatively early. So such is life. So I'm going to say 7-3, and we'll talk to everyone on Monday for the IRN Friendship Net. That is, of course, 10 p.m. UK, 5 p.m. in the East. Of course, on the IRN and Zello channels, and of course, that's non-RF folks. So you know what that means. Licensed and non-licensed operators alike are able to join in on the fun. Back to you there, Graham.
Very good, Dave. Well, thank you so much, sir, for checking in all the way from Edmonton. Of course, I thought you were away for a day or two. I did see the picture that Heather posted up on the Facebook page earlier with doing its best to kind of smuggle itself away and get us also travel to Edmonton. But it didn't quite. The camouflage didn't quite work. Everything. So. Yeah, good stuff, but a good attempt, absolutely great attempt, and you can thank Heather for putting that fantastic pictures up as well. We'd really like to see them earlier. That was brilliant. Okay, Dave, well, we'll let you go, sir. I know you're with friends and family and everything else, so do enjoy. Have a safe one out there, and safe travel home when that happens in the next couple of days. And, of course, give Heather and anyone else around a wee Scottish squeeze. Myself and Helen, they're free of charge. We give them out left, right, and centre. Take care, have a wonderful weekend, stay safe, stay well, and we'll say 73 to PE6 TCV. And let's go down the list. Next we have Golf Zero Whiskey Uniform Romeo, who has decided not to use his regional locator, the secondary locator there, just in case people are saying, how come he's just across the river from you, Graham, and you're Golf Mike, and he's Golf Zero? Because I'm sure our friends across the pond, some of them might not realise that these regional optional, we can use them or not, so there we go. Anyway, Gareth, good to see you there, sir. I think I could probably wave to you as well, but not right now. G0WUR from GM0 UUB Net Control. Welcome, Gareth. Happy Friday. And the microphone, my friend, it's all yours. Okay, let's try that one once again. Open the window and shout. November, we'll try the range first. G0WUR, Golf Zero Whiskey Uniform Romeo. Gareth, my friend, are you there, sir, from GM0 UUB Net Control? If so, happy Friday. Take two. Gareth, the mic is yours.
Helps if you push the right PTT button on the radio, doesn't it? From G0WUR, yes, can also... Yeah, no, in my case, I chose to drop the RSL for sort of day-to-day use, simply because there's an awful lot of crossover of stuff I do in amateur radio, where although, home base is Scotland, a lot of the radio club work that I do is based out of England, then a lot of the network stuff we do as well is sort of England-based, so constantly having to remember what... And, brain fog doesn't help either. Well, good evening, Graham. I thought I'd, make the opportunity to check in right at the beginning, say hello to you all. I hope everyone's doing well. Still, unfortunately, plagued with virus here, so I'm probably not going to be around much this evening. But we're slowly improving. Helen is testing clear. She's still got the after effects of it, and the general lack of energy and everything. So she's still got a little way to go yet, and just got to make sure she doesn't overdo it in the meantime. But there we are. I suppose, from a critter perspective, our little cat, Cheeky, my name and my nature. He's still, he's adorable, cute, generally making a pain of himself. In fact, at the moment, he's gone and disappeared off somewhere. He's probably in a But no, otherwise we're all doing good here. Back to you, Graham. GM0UUB from G0WUR.
Very good, Gareth. Yeah, well, I think most of us have done that. If you've got more than one microphone hanging around the shack, you sometimes pick one up when you're talking away and waffling. Well, we were talking about waffling earlier. Talking away for some time, and then you hear in the speaker, "Are you there?" And you go, "Oh, I'm on the wrong microphone." Okay. So, yeah, I tend to hide any other microphone I have around here. It's the one I'm meant to be using, so I don't inadvertently pick one up and think I'm transmitting. But anyway, Gareth, well, I'm glad you're kind of starting to get better. Helen's testing positive, well, not testing positive anymore, so that's always a good. But, no, it does take a while, that's for sure. It does take a while to get over it and everything else. So, yeah, it's always a reminder it's still going around. So, but yeah, but no, just you know the routine. Just keep it easy and everything else, and give yourselves time to fully recover before exerting yourselves in anything too taxing. That's for sure. And yeah, it makes my hay fever kind of wound into way in the distance. I feel fine with hay fever. I really do. It's just a bother, you know. It's the symptoms that, you know, you're trying to put a sentence together, and all of a sudden you just start to you want to sneeze and everything. Oh dear, but never mind. Anyway, Gareth, I did have another question for you there too, and forget what it was. Anyway, I'll throw it back to you. See if you've anything else for us. And sorry. Thanks for the explanation about your decision for not using the regional secondary locator letter there. And it does make sense, you know, if you're operating with systems and the online systems are based in England and you're registering them and everything else, whatever. I can absolutely understand that. So another good thing. I think there's been quite a good few things that come from the new regulations on the licensing conditions here. So all good. G0WUR from GM0UUB. Back to you, sir.
Thanks, Graham. G0WUR returning. Yeah, I still get it mixed up though. the with or the without the RSL, I still slip up on a regular basis. But I'm getting used to it. It's designed just as a simplicity thing. But I mean, these days, fortunately, it's nice that with things like QRZ, as you know, you can put the aliases in, so it's still only one record page you've got. Little sort of tweaks and for the different RSLs and the special prefixes that we get from time to time. So yeah, it's fun, and my Helen did exactly the same thing as well, for pretty much just as a way of trying to simplify things for us, and of course, well, it does mean then when I'm making up the t-shirts and the like. Events and stuff, it's a little bit easier, because I only need to make up one version for each of us, rather than making up two different versions, which is what we were having to do before. But there we go. Nothing else that I can particularly think to add. I confess my brain's not really processing properly at the moment. I'm just I don't ramble too incoherently. But I hope everybody on the net has a really good noon and evening, depending on where you're from in the world, and I look forward to listening to it as much as possible. And greetings to Uncle Bob, who I know is up next, and I'm also going to say hello to Declan as well. I know he's covering one of the IRN nets soon, isn't he? So I need to remember to tune in for that one as well. But anyway, catch up with you soon from G0WUR.
Very good. Thank you, Gareth, and thanks for all your comments for others there. Although, having said that, you're a little bit late with the Declan one. Declan was standing in 2 days ago on the IRN Wednesday Coffee Net.
So he was using the PC, using he was on there, and did a fantastic job on the coffee net on Wednesday all the way. No, it was great to have Declan there. So that was good. That was good. So, but no doubt we'll have him on another net sometime soon. That's for sure. And I do sometimes take the opportunity, which I will right now, just to remind people listening, what are you talking about, Graham? The International Radio Network has two main systems. One is this digital connections. The other is a set of channels on the TeamSpeak and Zello platforms, and we have them interconnected, etc., etc. But we do have a set of channels there connected together, but have no RF connection whatsoever. And of course, the International Radio Network does have many members, hundreds of which are non-licensed, and we help them and encourage them and experience about amateur radio, and we as well for them as well. So, and the coffee net on a Wednesday and the friendship net, which Dave mentioned earlier, on a Monday, and they are on such platforms. So we don't hear them here, but you can hear them over there. And all the information, once again, on allthews.irn.radio. So after that shameless plug, I'll say thank you, Gareth. You stay safe and well. Recover, sir, quickly. And, of course, I'm going to be checking in at all, but please, from Alloa, if you don't mind, from myself and my Helen. And, guys, have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. And, yeah, if there's anything we can do, just give us a buzz, that's for sure. So we'll say 73 to G0WUR, and with that we're going to go all the way across the pond. There we go, and we're on the shores of the US of A. And, wow, that's a bit tiring. But anyway, we'll just go to Massachusetts. That's Springfield, Massachusetts, and there we find Uncle Bob, also known as KB1 UPZ. Uncle Bob, welcome, sir. Happy Friday, and the microphone.
KB1 UPZ return.
Yes, I am Italy, Sierra Mike Oscar for the net.
Uncle Bob, I think you're probably on TeamSpeak, maybe. You heard somebody was there. The Sierra Mike Oscar station. Uncle Bob, please stand by and thank you, sir. The Sierra Mike Oscar, it is a directed net, but we have heard you, so let's get you on the bottom of the list. I know Uncle Bob won't mind. So the Sierra Mike Oscar station, if you come back again with your call sign phonetically and twice, please, and we'll get you on the list. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for Port Control. Greetings to you and to all station on QSX. This is Delta Yankee 3 Sierra Mike Oscar. My name is Dennis. Transmitting here in Manila, Philippines. No other traffic, sir. Just joining supporting this hour. Long live 73.
Delta Yankee 3, Sierra Mike Oscar, I think that was. Nothing in QRZ, but that's okay. Okay, well, thank you so much, sir. We've got you on the list. We've got your call sign there. Don't have much more information, but you're definitely on the list, and thanks so much for checking in and letting us know you're there. Really do appreciate that. We are here. Got more time. Please come back and check in again, and we'll get the rest of your details and hear more from you. So, but in the meantime, have a wonderful weekend, sir. And like I say, we are here every week, so please check in again, and we'll have a longer chat the next time. So we'll say 73 to Delta Yankee 3, Sierra Mike Oscar. And with that, let's go up to, thanks you for your patience, Uncle Bob, KB1 UPZ from GM0 UUB. Uncle Bob, well, welcome once to you, and the microphone, it's all yours.
Good evening, Graham, and good evening to your Helen. And I heard Garrett in there. Good evening to you and your Helen, Garrett. And I hope you guys feel a little problem that you have is not really fun. I've had it before, but thank God that I'm okay with that right now. Yeah, we're having a pretty good day here in Springfield, Graham. Other than the weather outside is terrible. It's 92 degrees Fahrenheit, and the humidity is like 80-something%. So it's making it a little bit tougher for going outside. So I'm going to stay around in here. Other than that, we're about to leave to got to go out in the heat anyways. So we're going to be back in about an hour, but we have to go down to the drugstore again and pick up our medication. Other than that, we're doing okay, Graham. All the best, everybody. Back over to Net Control. This is KB1 UPD. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Uncle Bob, and it's always great to hear from you, as of course it's as ever. And yeah, the weather, goodness me, I don't know how you guys do it. I mean, I know it's not easy, but you've also got a bit more resilience. You're more used to it and everything else. I just couldn't cope with that at all myself. I've never experienced anything like that. So if it gets to anything above kind of 22 degrees centigrade, I just slow down. Oh dear, just not used to it at all. Anyway, having said that, it's getting a wee bit too cool over here. Right now we're at 12 degrees centigrade, which is absolutely fine. But there's been some nights it's been down to like 4 or 5, and just a couple of days, a few days ago on the forecast up in the hills in Scotland, up at Glencoe, there was snow. Yes, snow in the second week of July, just about. So, well, not quite the second week, first week of July. Anyway, there we go. Uncle Bob, you stay safe, stay well, and of course, if you don't mind, sir, just giving Auntie Barbara a wee Scottish squeeze from myself and Helen. That would be amazing. Thank you, sir. And Bob, we'll keep in touch, and I'll speak to you again soon. So we'll say 73 to KB1 UPZ, and with that we're going to come, oh dear, all the way back across the pond on this side. Goodness me, it's a lot of work running a net, you know. And there we find our friend Declan, who I think for the first time ever is not on the podium. But of course he's not at home with his usual trigger at hand, so that I'm sure that'll be his excuse. But no, Declan is out there in the Englandshire. He's in the Blackpool. And Declan, once again, thank you for doing an amazing job on Wednesday with the coffee net. That was great. So anyway, welcome Declan. Happy Friday, and 2 Echo 0 Kilo Yankee Hotel from GM0UUB Net Control. Declan, happy Friday. The mic is yours, sir.
Okay, GM0UUB from 2E0KYH. Hello there. So, basically, there's not too much I want to talk about here. I just want to quickly justify the reason for this little bit of delayed check-in there. It's because I was coming on through Echolink, and as a result of that, I was unable to transmit at the very start. Because the presuming full duplex systems that other people may be running on are enabling them to get in more promptly. Therefore, I was unable to get up to the top spot there. So I instead had to settle for, what was it, 5th place? Maybe? 5th place? Which was very unusual, but it was because the transmit button on Echolink was constantly grayed out. Consistently grayed. So, let me quickly, there is, apologies for the background noise, by the way. I'm currently sat in the corner by the lift on the ground floor. I think you know what I'm talking about, Graham. And the background is, people going up and down the stairs and conferring as they do. So that's the reasoning for that. Well, just wanted to come and check in and just say hopefully that you're doing well. Hopefully everyone on the net is doing well. And I'm thinking if I should do the proxy honors or whether I should leave it. Okay. I will go ahead and let me quickly reset. Kilo Yankee Hotel. I've got a double proxy here today. I have two proxies to add in. Firstly, Golf 8, Sierra Zulu Lima. That is Dave in Blackpool, England. And Mike 7, Foxtrot Delta India. That is Stu in Blackpool, England as well. So, got a double proxy for you there, Graham. Very unusual, but hey, there we go. I've been enjoying my holiday here in Blackpool, and I did try, but it just wasn't to be. I'll pass back to you. TM0UUB from 2E0KYH.
Very good, Declan. Well, no, thank you so much for taking time out on Wednesday there to do the net, and today for checking into this net. So absolutely wonderful. But of course, you are registered, and you have full access to the TeamSpeak platform that you used on Wednesday, and it's much quicker. It's full duplex. You'd have certainly been better than fifth as you are today if you were using TeamSpeak. Just to let you know when you're maybe out and about the next time. It's always a great application to use. It is very quick, direct access straight into our All-Star connection. And of course, as you know, it's full duplex, and you can key up and give it give it some welly and try and get in there. So all good fun, all good fun. But anyway, Declan, I know exactly where you are down in the corridor there, and in the hallway at the foot of the stairs and the lift. I can picture it in my head. And we're missing you guys, but I hope you're having a great time. And I'm certainly missing, each day you're saying, well, we're heading off to the Ferry Cafe for breakfast. And honestly, my stomach starts to rumble, and my brain starts to remember these incredible ingredients that cafe uses and everything else. And what a great breakfast you get there. Sets you up for the day, that's for sure. So, so missing you and the breakfast. There we go. Anyway, 2 Echo 0 Kilo Yankee Hotel. We do have G8 SZL and MW7 FDI, although I think it will be M7 FDI. So anyway, I'll change the locations on NetLogger. I'll do that manually. That's okay. And anyway, back to you, Declan. Do you have anything else for us, sir? And have a wonderful holiday. Enjoy the next few days before you have to head home. 2E0KYH from GM0UUB, and the Helen Queen of Scotland is waving a hand as well.
Okay, from 2E0KYH. Well, nothing more to add, so I'm going to go ahead and check it back to you, and you can go ahead and continue with the net. GM0UUB from 2E0KYH.
Very good, Declan. Well, once again, thank you, sir, for taking the time to stop by today. Really do appreciate that. And, enjoy your final 2 or 3 days there in Blackpool. And I hope the weather's going to be good for you, and you can get out and about and see the sights once again, and just enjoy the experience. And we look forward to speaking to you again there, Declan. And, of course, looking forward to the Welsh invasion of Scotland next month. So that'll be fun. So, and time will pass in no time whatsoever, and you'll be here. So that's great. Anyway, we'll say 73 to 2E0KYH, and of course, if we don't check in, we'll just give a proxy, 73 to G8SZL and M7FDI. And with that, we're going down the list, and we're going way back across the pond once again, but this time a little bit further north. We're going to Canada. Try not to cough in the microphone. Over to Lillian in St. John's, Newfoundland, indeed. That is, of course, Victor Oscar 1, X-Ray, Yankee, Lima. Lillian, welcome. Happy Friday. And the microphone, my friend, it's all yours.
This is KJ5, Golf Whiskey November, Kilo 5, Golf Whiskey November. Will in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Good afternoon.
Okay, very good. Well, We don't normally take the check-ins in between times, but, well, you know what? Lillian wasn't there. We got you on the list, so KJ5GWN. Well, you're on the list, sir. We'll give you a wee shout in a few minutes' time. Please stand by. But we're not looking for more check-ins right now. We do have Will there, but we'll allow him that. That's it. But we're looking for Lillian. Victor Oscar 1, X-Ray Yankee Lima, VO1 XYL from GM0 UUB. Lillian, are you there? And if so, the mic is all yours. Happy Friday. Okay, I'll give one more shout, and I am leaving a long pause because some of the connections, whether it's on digital or through some Zello to TeamSpeak and back and forth, can be quite a delay. So I'll give Lillian one more shout. She might have had to step away there. Hopefully you're back. Lillian, can you hear us? VO1XYL from GM0 UUB. Lillian, it's your turn. Go ahead.
UUB, and then that's from Victor Oscar 1, X-Ray Yankee Lima. Sorry about that, Graham. I had just stepped away for a moment, so thanks for waiting for me. Greetings to you and everybody else on the net, to Uncle Bob there and everybody else, and it's good to hear Dave and Heather arrived safely up in Edmonton, and I'm sure we'll be talking to them later. And greetings to yourself and Helen as well from Victor Oscar 1 Romeo Victor. Not much to report here. We're just having a nice day, finally getting some good weather here in St. John's after a lot of rain. But everything is looking very nice and green, and yeah, summer is here, I think, finally. Anyway, back to you, Graham, GM0UUB from VO1XYL.
Well, thank you so much, Lillian, and we do have our friend Jim there as a proxy check-in as well, just in case he can't come to the mic himself. We do have him as a proxy check-in, so hi Jim, VO1RV, got you there. And well, Lillian, thank you so much, and glad things are all doing okay over there. Just wanted to let you know I did send you an email. As you know, I do try my best each week to do some netlogger assistance to your XYL net on a Saturday, which of course you can announce here and let people know a little bit more about your XYL net. I have described the system that we have in the International Radio Network, which is not RF linked, so anyone is invited to come along and join. And Lillian, yeah, I sent you a wee email because I won't be able to do netlogger duties tomorrow. Thankfully, I think most people know that MM7HQS, Helen Queen of Scotland, has been waiting for a kind of MRI scan for, oh goodness me, they said it was going to be urgently requested, and it's been 8 months. So anyway, we got the appointment through. It is tomorrow evening, our time, which is the same time as your net there, Lillian. So anyway, just thought I'd alert you to that if you haven't actually seen it in your own inbox there. But anyway, VO1XYL from GM0 UUB. Back to you, my friend.
Friday Yankee Lima returning. Well, good luck with that tomorrow. That's a long time to wait, so that's important for sure, and no problem whatsoever. The net is tomorrow, and it is for ladies only, but everybody is welcome to listen, and from time to time we do invite the gentlemen to check in as well. But it is at 2 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow, Saturday, and it's on the Roar channel and cross-linked with IRN and QSO and Nets and ZMR. Yes, so you don't have to be licensed either. So we would love to have some more check-ins. Any gentlemen listening, and you might want to let your your other half know about it. We'd love to have more check-ins on our XYL net. So with that, I will say good evening to you and everybody else, and yeah, good luck tomorrow, Graham. And I'm handing it back to Net Control from Victor Oscar 1, X-Ray Yankee Lima.
Well, thanks so much, Lillian, and yeah, no, it's great, and you do a fantastic night every Saturday, and that's been quite some time. So you've been, I think you started the night just shortly after I started this one back in 2020. So yeah, it's been been battling along and keeping them up, and that's really good. So congratulations on that. So anyway, we'll say 73 in the meantime. We've got you, Lillian, and of course you've got Jim there as well, V1RV on the log. But Lynn, thank you so much for being there and for all you do in the Roar channel, and it's such a welcoming place to be, folks. So yeah, go and check it out, the Roar, R-O-A-R channel in Zello. And if you're not already part of the team on there, just mosey on in, and you'll get a fair welcome, that's for sure. So anyway, in the meantime, Lillian, I'll wish you and Jim all the best, 73, and have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe and stay well. And no doubt we'll catch up again very soon. So with that, let's carry on down the list. And we had a brief word with a brand new check-in today with Scott earlier. So let's go and find out if he's still there. Kilo Quebec 4, Romeo Oscar Golf from GM0, UUB, Graham here in Alloa, Central Scotland. Scott, are you still with us, sir? If so, back over to you. Okay, just try one more time. KQ4 ROG from GM0 UUB. Scott, are you still there? If so, the mic is back to you, sir. Okay, nothing heard, so let's carry on down the list. We've got a few proxy check-ins there, and then we do also have Will, all the way from Oklahoma, I believe. Kilo Juliet 5, Golf Whiskey November, KJ5, GWN from GM0, UUB Net Control. Well, I do believe this is your first time checker-inners in this particular net, and great to see you there, sir. How are you, and happy Friday. The microphone is yours.
Good afternoon, Graham. I'm sorry I didn't mean to check in when I did. I just saw an opportunity to check in. This particular iPhone I have doesn't let me, I'm on Echo Link, so it doesn't allow me to check in when I want to, so I have to just take my opportunities when I can get. So, anyway, not much to report here. It's raining. It's been raining all morning, and it's not raining at the moment, so good evening all, and back to you.
Very good, Will. I know, I completely understand, and yeah, it's all about the timing. It's all about the timing. And when I'm doing the net here, I do try and leave quite a long pause to allow the likes of Echolink to open up and allow somebody to transmit. And sometimes if I'm behaving really well, I'll read out the list, and then I'll say, anyone else trying to check in that didn't manage to get on the list before we go down the list, and give an even longer pause. So, because we do try and include everybody here. But no, I'm glad you took the opportunity, Will. Great to hear from you, it really is. Always good to have new check-ins in the net. It really is great to hear new people. We are here every single Friday, so please feel free to be a regular as much as you possibly want to be, sir. We'll be here, that's for sure. Anyway, Will, the only thing we ask new checker-inners is, do you have any critters in your household? So, we're talking maybe a giraffe or an antelope or an elephant or even a cat or a dog or a goldfish. welcome critters, maybe some unwelcome critters in the yard and in your loft. I'm not too sure. Any critters, any shape, any size. We do like to talk critters. So, Will, any critters in Will's life, you can tell us, sir, if you don't mind. KJ5 GWN from GM0 UUB.
No critters in my life. Just, the usual aches and pains of a 52-year-old. That's all I got. So, anyway, critters in my life, just keep it off the streets and out of mischief, as my old history teacher used to say in the school for the blind and the skull guy. I am totally blind. Just so using an iPhone 2022. That's the method I'm using for this. So, anyway, back to you.
Oh, well, thank you once again, Will, for taking the time to stop by. You and your aches and your pains are very, very welcome here. Every Friday we will be here, sir. So pop in whenever you possibly can. It's great to hear you. And like I say, I do try and leave nice long pauses when looking for check-ins. So hopefully you'll have the opportunity to get in there. But if not, just do what you did. Let me know you're there. Good stuff. Well, Will, it's been amazing meeting you for the first time, sir. You take care. Keep well. Stay safe and have a wonderful weekend, and we'll say 73 in the meantime to KJ5 GWN. Thanks again, Will, for being here, and it's been a pleasure to meet you. It really has. So with that, folks, it has brought me down to the bottom of the list, I do believe. Yes, it has. So this is Golf Mike 0 Uniform Bravo. Graham here in Alloa, Central Scotland. This is the International Radio Network's KB1 Multimode Net. It's the 5th. It's July. It's 2024. And we're looking for some more check-ins. You know what to do, folks. It's your call sign. Slowly, phonetically, and twice. Please call now.
Net Control, please check in Victor Echo 6, Charlie Kilo Yankee. That's VE6CKY. Victor Echo 6, Charlie Kilo Yankee.
Lima Golf Mike. Mike 7 Lima Golf Mike. Thomas.
K5 Romeo Lima Romeo. K5 RLR.
Okay, Net Control recognises at the top of the list we do have James from Alberta. Again, good to see you once again there, sir. Victor Echo 6 Charlie Kilo Yankee. You're on the list. M7 LGM, our friend Thomas. Thomas, you're on the list. A5 RLR, our friend Randall out there in Spring, Texas. Working from home, hi, I believe. You're on the list, sir. And the last station, you were very broken. I heard very, very little. But you did remind me of our good friend Scott, Kilo Yankee 4 November Bravo. But if that's you, Scott, honestly, it's completely unreadable. But I just heard a wee bit. I think I heard November and Bravo and a little bit, and it sounded like Scott, but I'm not too sure. So the last station that checked in there, I'm not too sure if there's anything you can do. Randall's just confirmed it was KY4NB, so good stuff. Okay, well, Scott, you're on the list, sir, so you've got a few minutes. I don't know if there's anything you can do to improve your connection, because you were so kind of, not just underwater, you were like, way down there, sir. So, not an audio level, I mean the audio quality, just so broken. So, anyway, okay, we'll let Scott have a wee Controll in a shake and see if he can improve things there. Hopefully he can. We love to talk to Scott. But let's go up the top of the list, folks, and we'll talk to James. That is Victor Echo 6, Charlie, Kilo, Yankee. James, welcome once again, sir. Great to have you back on board. And the microphone, my friend, is yours. Happy Friday.
Well, good afternoon. Happy Friday, Graham, and everyone on the IRN Multimode Net today. V6 CKY returning. You know, Graham, I got to tell you, you're a long ways away from me over there in Scotland, but you managed to help us get another amateur radio operator license right here at home. I carry this net on my repeater every Friday afternoon, and he was a listener, a long-time listener. He listened in. He really enjoyed your net, and it kind of inspired him to become a ham radio operator. So one of these days, I anticipate that he will check in here. His call sign is VA6TAO. His name is Ted, so I don't know if you've heard him on here yet or not, but if you haven't, well, you're a big part of why he's now a ham radio operator, so kudos to you there for that. And other than that, we're just on a week vacation here. We're just winding up the last few days of vacation, and then it's back to work on Monday, so looking forward to that. Got lots of work ahead of me here in the next couple of weeks. And and as far as critters, we have one. We have a cat, and he runs the house. So that's that. I'll pass it back to you, Graham. GM0UUB from VE6 CKY.
Very good, James. Well, it's great to have you on board once again, and thanks for all the information there. I just checked VA6, I think you said Victor Alpha 6, Papa Alpha Oscar. So we just did a quick check there. His call sign doesn't come up as if somebody who's checked in already. But what a great story. Well, thank you so much for the feedback. It's absolutely amazing. And, we all try and inspire other people to get on the air and get their licenses. And, of course, in the International Radio Network, we have a lot of people who are
Good afternoon, and welcome to the Philmont Mobile Radio Club Drive
we have these channels which are not linked whatsoever. We get
my name is Dick, and I'll be the net control station for today.
Many, including my wife, M7HQS, goes on to get their own call sign, which is great. And I appreciate it as well when licensed operators come on that system, because it really does inspire our members, our non-licensed members, to get their licenses too. So great. It's always good to have these inspirational stories and hear about new people getting into the hobby, and even better when we hear them on the air. So we'll look forward to that as well. Anyway, James, thank you so much. And what else was I going to mention there towards the end? Oh, I forget. Anyway, it'll come back to me. VE6 CKY. If you don't mind, sir, I'll just throw it back to you one more time.
Sounds good, Graham. I think that call sign was Tango Alpha Oscar, but I'll have to verify it because it's not coming up here for me either. But I do know he has the call sign, so he'll check in eventually. It's a small town, and I'm going to see him tomorrow, so I'll give him a hard time if he doesn't. I hope you have a good net this afternoon. This net goes on for 3 hours here in my time, or sometimes a little over 3 hours. But you get a lot of check-ins, and I don't want to hold you back here, because you got lots to get ahead. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, Graham. Thanks very much for the opportunity to participate today. VE6 CKY, back to net control.
Oh, similarly, we had a sneeze come in there, and it wasn't even me. Well, James, thank you so much, and thanks for all you do for the amateur radio hobby and all the kind of tech stuff, having your repeater there and everything else. So you take care, my friend. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe and stay well. I look forward to speaking to you again very soon, sir. So we'll say 73 to Victor Echo 6, Charlie Kilo Yankee. And with that, we're going all the way back across the pond to the shores of England. Where, hi Thomas, and hey Thomas, things have changed, the colour of politics, i.e. we had an election yesterday. I don't know if you were out voting there, Thomas, but Yeah, quite a change. Not that we're going to talk politics at all in this net, but we have to recognise that we've had to listen to all these politicians for 6 weeks, and out there voting yesterday, and all things have changed. We've changed colour entirely. Yeah, we'll just have to go and see what's happening. Hopefully all for the good. We'll just have to wait and see there, Thomas. Let's hope, sir. M7LGM from GM0, UUB Net Control. Welcome, Thomas. Happy Friday. And how are you, sir? The mic is yours.
LGM Thomas. I think it was a bit... I think bandwidth and things, because a lot of the talk groups 7 digits and things. Dad's just been looking at getting some HF equipment, like the Diego G90, I think. We've got enough money to buy HF equipment, but we're not sure if we can sort of justify spending, £1,000 on it. But spending £400 or £600, I think, is more reasonable. It's just been talking to an amateur and just looking around and things. Back to you from M7OTM.
Very good, Thomas. Well, you can spend a lot of money in amateur radio, and it's so tempting to do so. But at the end of the day, you actually don't have to. It really is. There's so many options, so many things out there. You just go to whatever you fancy and whatever you can afford. I've never bought like not brand new anyway. A very expensive HF radio brand new. I've never been in the position to probably do so. Well, maybe I have been, but I never chose to do so. All the HF gear I've had since the early 90s has been second-hand and older gear, and it always works really, really good. And I started off with the Yaesu valve radios, the 101ZD and the 902 Delta mic and everything else. And they worked CW from the early 90s onwards, and really I had so much fun. And even my most recent up-to-date HF radio I do have is quite an old ICOM 7400, and not to be confused with the new 7300, which is very, very popular, but no, the old 7400, which is still an incredible radio to operate. Although I don't have my HF gear up just now, it's all in storage. But the dual digital filters and everything else on that radio was quite incredible when you're operating CW. But and the few times I had the microphone plugged into it as well, it worked awfully well too. So you don't really have to spend too much to enjoy the hobby, that's for sure. But it is very tempting to do so. But just be aware there's some cracking stuff out there on the market, and of course a lot of second-hand stuff has been very well looked after by the amateur radio owners. So just check out its history. But anyway, M7LGM, I'm waffling. Back to you, sir, from GM0 UUB.
LGM. Like I said, we're not sort of rushing into anything. Dad was just sort of looking around, and I think there's the Diego G90, like 20 watts or something. It's got an antenna tuner in it and things. So he was just sort of looking around and way to get into it and sort of we can increase what we can do, I guess. This time I just sat on the chair, not on the unicycle. Although I do have lights on the unicycle, and I have in the past when we go to a seaside or something, cycled along the front on the unicycle. Back to you.
Very good, Thomas. Well, of course, a very unique check-in last week, of course, folks, was from Thomas, who checked in M7LGM Unicycle Mobile. which I think was probably the most unique so far of location check-ins, that's for sure. So yeah, it's it's quite good, absolutely brilliant. So good stuff. Well, Thomas, yeah, I've never used the Xiegu equipment myself. I've seen some of the reviews on YouTube and everything else. Everything seems good. Like I say, there's lots of options out there, and but no doubt there's more people out there that have experimented with a larger range of equipment than I have, and they can offer advice. But well, listen, you'll not be short of advice on the air, that's for sure. Anyway, Thomas, do you have anything else for us, sir? What are you up to this weekend? Just before we move on to Randall, I'll just pass it back to you one more time there, sir. M7LGM from GM0 UUB. Anything else for us, sir?
No plans in particular this weekend. I know one of my local networks is announcing the price of gateways on the air, so that'll be interesting to listen to. But yeah, nothing else planned. Back to you from M7LGM.
We had a wee mouse key up there or something, I'm not too sure. But anyway, Thomas, well, thank you once again, sir. It's always a pleasure to have you here. It really is, sir. And thanks once again for supporting the net and checking in. And yeah, it's great to hear your voice, great to hear what you're up to, and great to have you checking in on Unicycle Mobile from time to time as well. That's kind of fun. Thomas, take care, sir. Keep on enjoying the hobby, and whichever... honestly, whichever you decide to go for as far as HF is concerned, you're going to enjoy it and use it well, and just have a lot of fun. That's what the hobby's all about, and meet a lot of good people like yourself. So good stuff, Thomas. You take care. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll say 73 to M7LGM, and move on to K5RLR. That's our friend Randall out there in Spring, Texas. Well, happy Friday, Randall. How are you, sir? Welcome. And the microphone, sir, it's all yours. Okay, not sure where that carrier is coming from. Just wondering if any of the... right, okay. Right, I think it's been taken care of. Yep, thank you. Bruce, I think, was having a wee look at that, and I think he's taken care of it. Thank you, Bruce. Do appreciate that. And with that, I think, Randall, I'm not too sure which direction you're coming in from, but hopefully you're still there. K5RLR from GM0 UUB. Randall, take it away, sir.
Well, good afternoon, Grant, and Green Helen, and Brother Scott out there, and everybody else on the net with K5RLR. Well, it's been a pretty wonderful week, Graham. Got to start away from home on Monday, which was planned the whole time, and it's very nice. I have to make sure to get myself too distracted with all the fun radio players sitting next to me. Because then I might get myself in some trouble. Well, it's been a nice week here. We had July 4th yesterday, in the holiday, and of course with it being Friday is my normal off day. Essentially, will have myself a 4-day weekend. And hey, who would have loved that? Got to watch fireworks yesterday, spend time with the family, and all has been pretty well. Bunnies are still roaming around, hopping, enjoying themselves, and the dogs are right there, right behind them, always watching their every move. Other than that, not a whole lot to say. I'll go ahead and pass it back to you. GN0UUB from K5RLR.
Very good, Randall. Well, great to hear from you, sir. It really is. And, well, congratulations. You've reached a point where you're now working from home. It's brilliant. But, of course, I do understand the office ain't too far away if you have to pop in for anything. But good stuff. No, you know, I'm sure you're very good with your own kind of personal time management and not to get distracted too easily. You know, I do. I tend to get distracted. But I always have done, Randall. Always have done. You know, I remember way back in the 80s when I was at university, I went to the University of Stirling, which isn't far away from me just now. It's only about 7 or 8 miles away from where I live. And, yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful campus. It's got a loch on it. It's called Loch Airtree. And between the residences and the actual teaching building, there's a bridge that you cross over, and you cross over this loch and everything else. And on a nice day, it's just so wonderful. You look around, it's just beautiful. And right next to us, you turn kind of to your left, you see the local hills, and there's a hill called the Mayat. And it isn't a really hard hill to climb. Well, it certainly wasn't when I was in my 20s, hi. And so often I was heading across that bridge to go to a lecture back in the 80s, and I would turn to my left and see a wonderful sunny hill, and I would walk back the way, back to the room, put the books and everything down, and go and climb the hill instead. So I was always easily distracted and a wee bit of a procrastinator. So, but I did a fair bit of working from home after that as well, but I always find it quite difficult to really concentrate for the old time management stuff. But I think you're probably more self-disciplined than I am. I don't know, maybe you can tell us something different. K5RLR from GM0UUB.
GM0UUB from K5RLR. Well, I would like to say that I'm a little bit but well, for the most part I am, but easily being distracted with ADHD. That's always fun, trying to keep yourself focused on tasks without getting into too much trouble, respectively, of course. And hey, sometimes it works out, sometimes it's a little more difficult on some days, but well, I make it work some way somehow. Well, Graham, not much else to say here. I know Scott will be on here shortly, so I will go ahead and pass it back to you and say 0UUB from K5RLR. You have a good evening, Graham, you and Queen Helen. Do much appreciate the both of you for running the net. It's always wonderful to hear on a Friday. 70 degrees day.
Well, thank you so much, Randall. Always great to hear you on a Friday, that's for sure. And yeah, and well, I'm so glad you've had a good week and a good the 4th of July, of course. Nobody's really mentioned too much of that, apart from me. I mentioned the 4th of July, but in the context of the UK, of course, we had our a general election yesterday, so the colour of politics has very much changed in UK land. We've kind of gone from blue to red, so we'll just have to wait and see what's happening. I'm kind of feeling a little bit positive, but I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. There'll be no analysis on this night, but I'm just saying it happened. And I did stay up most of last night watching the results come in. So there we go. So a little bit weedy today, but never mind. The net's kind of perking me up a wee bit. So thanks for that. Randall, you take care, sir. Have a wonderful weekend. Of course, give a wee Scottish squeeze to the wee zoomies there and the other critters in the household who are observing them. And it just sounds so much fun. It really does. So entertaining. I'm sure you get so much entertainment from having your critters around you. That's for sure. All the best, Randall, and take care. 73 to KB1 And with that, we're going to go and see if Scott has done the appropriate shaking and the shoogling, and he got himself kind of intelligible once again. KY4NB. Scott, are you there, sir? This is GM0 UUB Net Control. Scott, welcome. Happy Friday. The mic is yours. Okay, Scott, I'm assuming you're asking if I can confirm we can hear you okay. Now, my normal response, I do have a kind of stock kind of LOL response, which is, oh, well, nothing heard. But actually, Scott, nothing really intelligible heard whatsoever. You're very, very broken there, Scott. So I know it's you, but I couldn't make out any kind of particular word. But I'm assuming you passed it back to me for that report, and it is a genuine report. It's not my kind of a stock thing that I tend to do. It's a very bad habit. Yes, so I don't know if there's anything else you can do there, Scott, because really we won't be able to hear anything you're saying, or at least make out anything that you're trying to say. KY4NB, my friend, Scott, over to you. Right, nothing heard. Scott, if you can hear me, just do what you can. What I'll do is, we've only got one other person that we check in there on the aim window. So we do have our friend Doug out there in Kitchener, Ontario. So I'll go and speak to Doug there, Scott, and see if there's any more kind of twiggling and tweaking and shaking and shoogling that you can do to get yourself heard. And I'll come back to you. So I'll go and speak to Doug. Victor Echo 3, X-Ray Delta Bravo. Doug, welcome, sir. Happy Friday. And how are you? And what's going on? And do you in Canada, do you do things for the 4th of July? I'm not too sure. Excuse my ignorance. VE3XTB from GM0 UUB. Over to you, sir. Happy Friday, Doug.
So UUB from VE3XDB. Good evening, Graham and everyone else. Nice to hear you. No, we don't do anything. That's the United States of America celebration of their Independence Day. So, but Canada Day is the 1st of July. So we had our celebration on Monday of this week. Canada was formed a confederation in 1867. So it was our 152nd anniversary. So I think 152? No, 157. 157, sorry. Nice day today and yesterday. Weather was near 30, and I'm just hearing the rumble of thunder right now. So I've disconnected all my HF gear here, just in anticipation of a bit of weather. I'll drop it for just a moment. A GM0 UUB from VE3XDB. Well, yesterday we had a really nice day. We took, at least once a year we go out to Goderich, so we went there yesterday. It's 120 kilometers west of Kitchener, along the shore of Lake Huron, and it's called, they market it as kind of the west coast of Ontario. It was a lovely day, sunny and 27, 28 degrees. We stopped in a nice little lunch, had a nice little lunch in a restaurant in town. And the town is a model. Was actually, I learned this last year. It was a town as a model for Disneyland. It has radial roads running from the center of town, and the courthouse and the city hall are in the center of the town. The town was damaged severely in a tornado several years ago, and it's been all rebuilt now, and it's lovely. There's a boardwalk along the shores of Lake Huron, and we took a nice long walk yesterday. So that was great. It was a good day yesterday, and I was watching the election results yesterday as well, and no surprise at all. I don't think. I think the Conservatives have done whatever they could over the last 3 to 5 years to to lose. So I think they achieved their objective yesterday. Anyway, remember the Sunday Net, 8 p.m. on Sunday on the IRN channels. Back to you, Graham, from BE3XDE.
Oh, thank you, Doug, and it's always great to have you on the net, sir. It really is, and thanks for all you do as one of our admins as well in the International Radio Network. And of course, you mentioned the Sunday nets. We've mentioned the Monday Friendship Net, the Wednesday Coffee Net, and of course you do the IRN Sunday Net. And we've already discussed earlier about the International Radio Network having two systems. This one connected to RF on analog and digital connections, as well as our TeamSpeak and Zello platforms, and other Zello and TeamSpeak connections which have no RF involvement. So you do not have to be licensed to participate, and we've got many unlicensed members in the International Radio Network who do go on to achieve their licenses just by hopefully some inspiration from ourselves, offering them the opportunity to just practice radio, learn about it, be part of nets and everything else. So good stuff. Anyway, Doug, thanks for that, and thanks for all the info as well. And you got some thunder. You can hear some thunder. So I think you've done some disconnecting just for safety there. That's always a good thing. And I've been kind of watching some of the YouTube channels as far as the thunder, lightning, and the weather and all the rest is concerned. Looking at the Hurricane Beryl, working our way through the Caribbean there, or the Caribbean as some people pronounce it. So it's quite a destructive force there. So all the best to everybody there. And I think you mentioned 1867 as a kind of for Canada Day there, and that just kind of jogged my memory. I'm going 1867. I remember. Well, I don't actually remember 1867, but 1867, where I used to work in Snowdon, in the school, it was that was when the build was completed. It was in 1867 in the centre of Stirling, and I've got a copy of the original Constitution written way back in 1868. So so there we go. So yes, it was kind of strange when you mentioned the name there. And Lake Huron and everything else sounds absolutely amazing. It sounds like a great place to be. Anyway, Doug, anything else for us? That's me beginning to waffle. VE3XTB from GM0 UUB.
Nothing more from me, Graham. Have a great weekend, and all the best to you and to Helen. And we will speak again soon. This is VE3XDB, 73 doll.
Okay, everybody, this is Okay, folks, I do apologise
for the interference. I'm not too sure where these carriers are coming from, and we'll just have to work around them, I'm afraid. So, but I know that there are people that are having a wee look at that and trying to sort things out for us. Thank you, guys. This is GM0UUB. I'll just check I've got it. Very good. Okay, well, once again, folks, this is Golf Mike 0, Uniform Bravo. Is Graham here in Alloa, Central Scotland, your net control for this week's international radio networks, KB1 Multimode Net. And we'll be going for more check-ins shortly, but before we do, let's go and find out if KY4NB, our good friend Scott out there in Memphis, Tennessee, has he managed to do some twiggling and shaking and a sugaling and make things happen a little bit better? Let's go and find out. Scott, let's try again. KY4NB, welcome, happy Friday. And Scott, my friend, the mic is yours.
UB, MM7HTS, KY4NB here from Linda Elvis Barbecues. Is this better, Graham, on the audio? Is this coming in better? Over.
Well, you know, Scott, on this occasion, I'm definitely not going to do my usual stock answer of nothing heard, we'll just move on, because we have a bit of issues. So, yep, you're sounding absolutely wonderful. It's great to hear you. No dropouts, no underwater, no nothing. So, absolutely, just you, and that's all we want. Just yourself there, Scott. And, of course, Robbie Ray, KY4NB from GM0UUB. Welcome once again, sir. Another happy Friday to you. And, Scott, please, take it away.
Here with Robbie Ray from Memphis, Tennessee, Land Elvis Barbecues. Well, young Randall and I were playing around with a device I bought. It's a blue banana. Yes, a banana on Amazon, and you can use that for your handset. But I think I connected to his node, and we were trying to get that to work. So I suspect in the end, the ham radio we were doing messed up my connection here, and that was my fault. I was wanting to speak, turned off, and Randall disconnected that note he had on here. So that explains the mysteries. And if that wasn't it, it was going to be the aliens or the sunspot. A friend of ours, KL7FR from Alaska, says, Mike says. He has his 10-4 ready. But anyway, it's hot and humid here, Graham, and we got through the 4th of July okay. We're fine. We didn't see any British or anything like that trying to... I don't know. It's odd having Independence Day for us on the 4th and elections there in England on the 4th, so don't know how that worked out. But anyway, politics is always fun and exciting, isn't it? And we'll leave it at that, except the Prime Minister, whoever gets in there, doesn't need to... It seems like they don't stay long. I don't know how that works. Interesting. I love watching Parliament and the debates there. That is fun too. Trying to beat this heat here, Graham, with some ice cream and watermelon and stuff like that, and I'll be right back with Robbie Ray to see if she wants to say hi, and be right back. Returning with Robbie Ray, third party, and right.
Hey Graham and Queen Helen and everybody on the net. Hope you're going to have a good weekend. We've just been piddling around in the yard today. It was a little bit cooler.
It's been cold in Scotland, Graham said.
Oh, really? Wish we could get some of that air come through here.
Snow in the mountains.
Wow. Oh.
I know.
All right. Well, y'all have a good weekend.
That's Robbie Ray, third party. Back over to you, Graham, and Queen Helen, and we're glad Queen Helen's going to have that MRI, Graham, and that'll be good to get that done. KY4NB, back to net.
Well, Scott, and hi, Robbie Ray, and guys, we love you to bits, and it's great to hear you on the net, that's for sure. So I was kind of thinking, oh no, we're not going to hear from them because their connection is all kind of dodgy. But no, you're all good again. That's absolutely wonderful. And fine business in the hot and humid and everything else. And yeah, we are pretty much cooler down here. Hopefully our summer's just not gone. Hopefully we're going to get some more. I mean, we're just in the start of July, for goodness sake. But right now we're at 10 degrees centigrade here in central Scotland, and I think going down to maybe 7 or 8 overnight. And yes, there is snow in the hills. So there we go. It's July. It's meant to be our summer. We'll just have to wait and see what's happening. All kind of strange. And yeah, fine business as well about. Myself and Helen there, we were discussing earlier just about, obviously the change of Prime Minister. And so somebody has to leave 10 Downing Street and somebody else goes moving back in. It all happens in kind of a day, but, you're kind of thinking, but what about all your belongings and your furniture and stuff? I don't think they move furniture back and forth. I think I'm not too sure. I really don't know. It's all a bit of a mystery. It really is. The only one that can probably tell us is Larry the cat. There's been a cat there. I think it's been there for about 12 or 14 years, or it's maybe 14 years old now, and it's been there for 12 years. I think maybe that's it. Anyway, Larry the cat's been there for about 12 years, so he's seen so many prime ministers coming and going. And but he lives at 10 Downing Street, and we had a few shots of him today. He just comes and goes, he lies down, and the photographer's right in front. He seems to enjoy the cameras, and yeah, he's always relaxed. You never see him stressed. He doesn't seem to worry about which Prime Minister is there feeding him. And actually, I don't think the Prime Ministers feed them. There's no doubt staff in there that's kind of doing this thing, but it is all kind of a wee bit funny. So yeah, myself and Helen were wondering about the logistics of changing Prime Minister and moving, how do you do it? Because they move in right on the day, so everybody has to pack their bags and get out quick. Anyway, anything else for us there, Scott? It's all fun. KY4NB from GM0 UUB.
Right, run the world. Let's let the pets run the world. They couldn't botch it up any worse than it is. But anyway, I vote for the pets. Lots of cats and chickens and dogs and bunnies and parrots, and we'll leave out the snakes. Be right here.
Well, we celebrated the 4th, and I watched one of my all-time favorite movies with James Cagney in it called Yankee Doodle Dandy. Man, he was a showman and a dancer. I'm telling you that. It's an old movie, and I've been watching it for I can't tell you how many times I've watched it around the 4th of July. But anyway, we're hoping that next year we'll be able to still be a republic, a democratic republic, and that's all I'm going to say about it. Anyway, I'm glad Helen is going to be able to be seen too, and we're thinking about y'all.
Okay, back over to you, Graham and Queen Helen, and good hearing everybody today. And again, we hope the test goes well there. And the test for all the politicians is dancing down the stairs like James Cagney did at the end. If they can all do that, we're okay. Back. Okay, Y4NB.
Very good, guys. Well, hey, listen, that could make an interesting debate night. You have to do some dancing down the stairs. That would be kind of good. But anyway, Robbie, Ray, Scott, thank you guys for checking in today. And so glad we managed to get that connection sorted. We'd be kind of missing you if we didn't have a wee chat there, that's for sure. Yeah, no, good stuff. And thanks for your good wishes there for Helen as well. And yeah, we've been waiting. It was meant to be an urgent appointment, and they've been waiting 8 months. It's been at least 8 months. And it happens to be on a Saturday weekend in the evening. So in our time, it's nearly 8 p.m. So I don't know. It's all kind of it's all kind of, anyway. At least it's happening, and hopefully we can get some answers and move forward. So that's the main thing. But yeah, it's happening tomorrow. So good stuff. Good stuff. Anyway, guys, we'll go and say 73 to you. Scott, Robbie Ray, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Stay safe and stay well. And we look forward to speaking to you again very, very soon. So thanks for being there. And all the best on 73 to KY4NB. And with that, folks, that does bring us down to the bottom of the list. So once again, this is Golf Mike 0, Uniform, Bravo. Graham here in Alba, Central Scotland, your net control, looking for some more check-ins. You know what to do. It's your call sign. Slowly, phonetically, and of course twice. Please call now.
So, India 500 Romeo KI5 SSR Jeanette in Grapevine, Texas.
Charlie Kilo, Golf 7, Oscar Charlie Kilo, Brian in the land of the Prince Bishops.
Friggin', where it is very hot over here.
Alpha 6 Tango Bravo Oscar. Victor Alpha 6 Tango Bravo Oscar.
Closing Calgary.
Oscar Alpha Whiskey. November 3 Oscar Alpha Whiskey.
Okay, Net Control recognises the following stations, although I think somebody might have been stepped on, maybe one or two, but I'll tell you who I do have. We've got a brand new check-in, M3 Oscar Alpha Whiskey. Robert, we've got you on the list there, sir. We've got Victor Echo 6, Papa Lima Charlie, our friend Cliff, you're on the list. Victor Alpha 6, Tango Bravo Oscar, that's Ted, you're also on the list, sir. And we've got KC7YFE, Dale in Roseburg, Oregon. You're on the list. At the top of the list, we've got the Texas Kisser. That is, of course, KI5SSR. So was there anyone else trying to check in on this particular round? Maybe you were stepped on, and if you were trying to check in and you haven't heard your call, then please give it to me again, slowly, phonetically, and twice. Call again.
Golf 7, Oscar Charlie Kilo, Golf 7, Oscar Charlie Kilo, Brian in the land of the Prince Bishops.
Very good. Net Control recognises our friend Brian in Englandshire there in Golf 7, Oscar Charlie Kilo, the land of the Prince Bishops. Brian, you're on the list. Thanks so much there for checking in. So, okay, folks, well, looking at the list, we do have a brand new check-in. So, Jeanette, if you don't mind, I'm just going to go and have a quick word with Robert. He's out there in Pennsylvania, November 3, Oscar Alpha Whiskey. As a brand new checker inner, Robert, welcome to the net, sir. We are here every single Friday, and it's a rag tune net, so when you're on the list, it can sometimes take a little bit of a time to come down to you. So I don't know how much you've got, how much time you have to hang around, but anyway, just reach out to you, sir, and introduce yourself and let us know if you can stay. November 3, Oscar Alpha Whiskey. Welcome, sir. Happy Friday, and the microphone is yours.
Thank you. This is N3OAW. My name is Bob in Pennsylvania. I'm about 50 miles west of Philadelphia, where the Declaration of Independence was accomplished. And anyway, it's very warm here today. It's 92 Fahrenheit, which I don't know what that goes to in Celsius, but it's pretty warm out here. And we're hoping actually for a little bit of rain. We've been very dry here. We had a close call for rain last night. It didn't get us, so hoping tonight we might get some. So just had a nice little weekend here. They gave us the 4 days for the holiday. Had yesterday off and today. And just hanging out on my deck here, running a handheld and a arrow antenna, the satellite transmitting antenna, and it's headed towards a local repeater here in the Lancaster County area here. So with that, I will send it back to Net. Thanks for letting me in. N30AW.
Very good, N30AW. Bob, well, thank you so much out there. I think I said 50 miles from Philadelphia. And good stuff, Bob. Well, you're making the trip fine. No dropouts or anything. It's a wee bit scratchy, but completely readable. So no problem whatsoever. And 91 degrees Fahrenheit. I can give you the conversion, sir. The conversion to centigrade is too hot. It's far too hot for me. So that's the official conversion there. And fine business in using the Arrow antenna, perhaps the Arrow 2 handheld antenna. You can also mount it on a camera tripod, perhaps. And I've got one of them, which I do use for satellite work. But it's certainly doing the trip. It's certainly making the trip there for you there. No doubt, no problem at all there, Bob. So thank you so much, Bob. You are a brand new check into the net. We are here every single Friday and have been since January 2020. So where have you been? Hi. But anyway, Bob, thanks for checking in. I'll keep you on the list. You are on the list. You're part of there. It'll be posted up on our Facebook page, etc., etc. But I'll keep you there. Like I say, it is a bit of a rag tune, so if you have the time to hang around and hang on to that Arrow antenna and point it in that direction, if you're still there in a wee while, when I come down to the list and see you there, I'll give you another wee shout. And if you're there, you're there. If not, it's okay. But we are here every week, so please feel free to give us another wee shout sometime. So we'll say all the best to Bob right now, and give him a shout in a few minutes' time. So up to the top of the list, KI5 SSR is the Texas Kisser, all the way from Grapevine in the United States of America, who've just celebrated their Independence Day. Anyway, KI5 SSR, Jeanette, welcome, happy Friday, and the microphone, it's all yours.
There's the Texas Kisser here, KI5SSR right here from Grapevine, Texas. You heard it through the grapevine. And, I was out on Grapevine Lake today and caught up in the rain for a little bit. It was pretty bad, I gotta say. We went under the bridge with the boat. Excuse me, and I thought, oh my God, can we even fit under the bridge? Because the water is so high over there. And, excuse me, hang on. KI5SSR returning. Anyway, it was pretty bad. And I survived it, and we got home, and didn't catch anything, but there was a young gal, about 15, that was catching a fish today. So she was with us, and I'm glad she was winning on the fish. And I just want to know how you're doing. How are you and Helen doing there, Grant?
Oh, thanks so much, Jeanette. And hey, listen, we're doing fine. It's been a kind of busy week, doing different bits and pieces, a little bit of DIY and whatever. But no, it's been fine. And of course, we in the UK had our general elections. We had our parliamentary Westminster London elections yesterday for the whole of the UK. So myself and Helen, we went out and did our voting and everything. And so, yep, everything kind of politics over here in the UK has changed from blue to red. We're just kind of looking forward to seeing what changes that might make. I'm trying to keep as optimistic as I possibly can. And also, Jeanette, as I think you know, Helen's been waiting for the MRI scan for a long time, and it was meant to be like rushed through 8 months ago. So anyway, we got word, and that's happening tomorrow. So I'll not be able to do net logger duties for the XYL net or anything tomorrow, as we'll be off to the appointment. So I'm so glad it's happening, and hopefully we'll get some kind of answers and a way forward. So there we go. So, yeah, all good. Looking forward, staying positive and doing well. And I hope you and yours are all doing the same. KI5 SSR from GM0 UUB. Back to you.
KI5 SSR with Graham. Prayers to Helen, and I'll be praying for both of you for good results, or at least something that you guys can work with. And yeah, we're going to get hit by this hurricane. We normally don't, but it looks like it's coming on into Corpus, and it's gonna hit us. But I don't think it's going to get more flooding. But our down there where our boat was still flooded. Now it's going to be more flooded. It is what it is. But I'm going to be praying for Helen. And but anyway, yeah, come check out tonight. I have my 11 Cats Happy Hour net that is on the 11 Cats Network, which is at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. And then tomorrow we have the TNT, that's Thoughts and Theories, that is at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. And I have AFC, Amethyst Christ Radio, and that is at 4 Eastern, 3 Central. So come check it out. And tonight we have a special host for the second round with a special question. It's always a fun net, so come check that out. And lots of prayers out there to you, and you got a nice list going on. And but I'll throw it back at you.
Very good, Sinead. Well, thanks so much for the information, and of course you can always catch up, folks. We don't have to have our pens and paper out there anymore, because Sinead thankfully and helpfully has got it all on her website, 11cats.org. I think I'm right. Is it? It's not net. It's .org. Anyway, you can confirm that. But 11cats. I believe it's org. But you can confirm that, Jeanette. Just a quick comment there, Jeanette. Just as you're operating radio and everything else, from time to time there's quite a kind of buzz on your signal. So I don't know if you're using maybe a handheld, and it's obviously kind of location based. So while you're moving, there are some times when it gets really quite loud. It's like maybe a kind of a mains electric buzz that's kind of there. So I don't know what equipment you're kind of close to, but it just sounds like if you're getting too close to something, your signal gets quite loud of interference there. But no problem. We heard everything 100%. But just wanted to let you know, so you can make any adjustments you need to do. But anyway, Jeanette, thanks for all your comments, and I'll throw it back to you one more time, if you don't mind. KI5 SSR from GM0 UUB. And thanks for all you do, by the way.
Well, hey, Graham, thanks for all that you do, KI5SSR. Well, it's on my husband's note, I noticed. So I just put it on mine. I heard that humming, too. I think it's gone now, but you can tell me. I was probably getting too close. We got a lot of equipment, so when you got this much equipment, everything starts to interact with one another. And yeah, I was trying to run away from my voice on another radio because then I don't want you to hear the echoing, and I don't want to track it down right this second. So anyway, so yes, it's 11cats.org, and I will put that in the AM window for anybody who is interested. Go to my amateur radio page on there. It tells you all about our nets, and some pre-recorded nets are there. So go take a look or listen or whatever, and come and join us on the happy hour on the 11 Cats Network this evening. And everybody have a wonderful weekend. And as I said, I will be praying for Helen and the best of news, something that you guys can work with. So with that, I'm going to hand it back to you and let you move on. And let me know if my signal is better now.
Well, nothing heard, so we'll just move on. Well, of course it is better there. Anyway, that's me return to my very bad habit. Whenever anybody asks me for a report, I just say nothing heard. Anyway, it's too long in the tooth and everything else. It's not funny anymore, but I just can't help myself. No, Jeanette, you were absolutely perfect that time. No problem whatsoever. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I understand. I'm the same myself. You've got so much kind of equipment going on here, and you're trying to give enough distance from one bit to the other to not be able to interfere. But well, especially if you're operating with maybe a handheld and you're moving around. And that can be kind of strange. So anyway, all good there, no problem at all. And Jeanette, thank you so much for checking in. Thanks for your good wishes. Thanks for all the information, and thanks for all you do for the amateur radio hobby. We all really do appreciate that. And all the information on 11cats.org. That's 11cats.org, folks. And I'll certainly try and mosey across to as many nets as I possibly can there, Jeanette. So all the best to you. 73, have a wonderful weekend, stay safe and stay well, and they will say a cheerio to KI5 SSR, the Texas Kisser. And with that, we're going to go to Roseburg, Oregon, where we find our friend Dale, also known as Kilo? Where's Kilo? I was going to say K, and then I thought I was going to say Kilo, and I've said the two. So anyway, it's definitely KC7YFE. It's our friend Dale out there in Roseburg, Oregon. Dale, welcome, sir. Happy Friday. And Dale, the microphone is yours.
GM0UB Net Control, along with MM7HQS. The ever-lovely Helen, Queen of Scotland. This is Kilo Charlie 7, Yankee Fox, Echo, KC7 YFE, coming in from very hot Roseburg, where it's setting a temperature of 99 degrees at the moment. Supposed to get up to about 102. So we're going to be sitting at the high double digits to low triples here in the next few days. So I'm not probably going to not be doing too much during the day. So anyway, I wanted to just come in and say hi to everyone, and hope everything's well for you. So I'm going to jump back out of here and let you get down the list. GM0UUB, Net Control, and the rest of the group, thank you all for being here. Let's keep coming back. KC7YFE, clear and back to the net.
Well, thank you, Dale, and thank you, sir, for all you do for the amateur radio community as far as nets are concerned. And you do your net control duties, and you do so much support for all the various nets in all different places. And you're a fantastic guy. You really are. Dale, it's always a pleasure to have you on board, sir. And thanks for your support and encouragement. And you do a great service to the amateur radio community. You really do, sir. So thanks for being there. Really do appreciate that. And you have yourself a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, stay well. And you'll probably be in the music studio and doing some magic and everything else. And just enjoy everything. That's what life's about. All the best to you, Dale. Thanks so much for being there, sir. And we'll say 73 to KC7YFE. And with that, let's move down to a Ted, a Victor Alpha 6, a Tango Bravo Oscar. Now, I think this is maybe who has spoken about before. I'm not too sure. Maybe is this the man that's been inspired to get his license? I think he might be. So thanks for being there once again. And we kind of messed up your call sign there, Ted, earlier. But anyway, we've got you right now. So Victor Alpha 6, Tango, Bravo, Oscar from GM0 UUB. Welcome once again, my friend. Thanks for being there. And the microphone, and happy Friday. And the microphone, it's all yours.
Why, thank you, Graham. Yeah, Ted here, Medicine Hat, Alberta, Victor Alpha 6, Tango, Bravo, Oscar. We were just out doing some errands, driving around. I got a haircut, my ears lowered, did a little bit of shopping for groceries, listening to the radio, driving back home, and to my surprise, I was the subject. I was the topic. So yes, Graham, you're correct. It is the very same Ted. And I got to thank James so much. He's very gracious, and you're definitely, this particular Friday afternoon here program has really inspired me to want to get my license and to be able to communicate and follow through more on this hobby. So I got you to thank for that, but also I got to say that James played a large part in it too. He's a new friend and a mentor. So yeah, it was kind of fun to hear, and I'll just drop it now and let you get back to me.
Thanks so much, Ted. And between myself and James, we kind of messed up your call sign. We did have Victor Alpha 6, but first of all, I picked up Papa Alpha Oscar, which was, of course, wrong. I put it in and says, nope, he's not checked in. Then he says, I think it might be Tango Alpha Oscar. I put that in. Nope, I don't think it was him. So anyway, we have to get our A's and B's and our C's and everything else in order. So it's definitely TBO. Ted, it's all fun. It's all fun. And, this hobby is a great, great thing. We're connecting the whole world with like-minded individuals who enjoy playing radio and everything else. And, it's absolutely amazing when we, hear stories, especially. I feel so happy and privileged when people say, I've been inspired. And, of course, that's what we try and do in the International Radio Network all the time, inspire people to get their licenses and everything else. So, and yeah, I know I've had a look at James's QRZ page. I know he's kind of doing a lot of work there and supporting the hobby and the local community and everything else there. So that's what it's all about. And, once again, I know I've said welcome welcome to the community, but Ted, you're so welcome, and I'm sure you'll be a big inspiration for many others as you take your hobby forward. So anyway, Ted, please, back to you, Victor Alpha 6, Tango, Bravo, Oscar, from GM0 UUB. Thanks for being there, sir.
Well, thanks again, Graham. Really do appreciate it. I've been learning a lot in this hobby. There's so much more to it than I thought that there would be, that there could be. It's something you can really grow into. But having someone like James and the local club there as mentors to help you out, it's really been invaluable. And if without James, he's running a repeater here in town that otherwise there would be crickets on the air. And if I did buy a little handheld just to gauge my interest in the hobby, and without that one repeater and the conferences that James is putting on, I would have just turned off the radio and never picked it up again. Quite honestly, yeah, because if you're not hearing anything, why would you get further into the hobby? So a big kudos to James as well for being a mentor and for pursuing the hobby and making sure it's available to others. But I got to say one thing about your net here. You so much remind me of a local DJ here, guy by the name of Andy Donnelly. And Andy is from Glenrock, I believe, in Scotland, and he does a show here on CKUA called The Celtic Show. And the similarities are uncanny. I don't know if you're familiar with them or not. They're available online if you want to look it up, ckua.com, Celtic Show. Anyways, I'll throw it back to you, Graham. Thanks so much for your time, and we're thinking about Helen and for some great results for her. All right, I'm standing clear.
Very good. Well, Ted, honestly, thank you so much for your words of encouragement and everything else there, and we really do appreciate that so much. And I haven't heard of the DJ you're talking about there. I'll definitely have a wee look. I will definitely look that up. That's for sure. Absolutely wonderful. But Ted, you do enjoy the hobby and everything else. But you did mention James, and he sounds like quite an inspiration and quite a support there in around your area in was it Medicine Hat? So let me see in Alberta. I don't know, James, are you still listening? I wonder if you have any comments to come back to Ted. Now we've got his call sign correct. It's definitely Victor Alpha 6 Tango Bravo Oscar. So let me see if James is still connected. I'm not too sure. Victor Echo 6 Charlie Kilo Yankee. James, are you still there, sir? And would you like to have any further comments? And yeah, I think we all want to say thank you to you for all your support for the amateur radio hobby in your community. So James, are you there, sir? And if so, any further comments, please go ahead.
CKY, I did listen. My repeater spewing out the chatter that it does all day and all night, there would be crickets on the air, and I think that's important. You know, we want people to listen and hear and learn and interact and discover that there are others out there that they can interact with, and to have fun with the hobby too. You know, and to hear Ted call me a mentor, well, that's a great honor. It really truly is. It was my pleasure to teach the classes that we taught, and to bring. I think we brought three or four new amateurs into the hobby, and we've got another one writing tomorrow. So, yeah, it's important to grow the hobby, and Graham, special thanks to you for running the net week after week. I know you put a lot of effort into making sure that the net operates. This is the largest net I think that I listen to on a regular basis. So you've got a lot of space to cover, and I better let you get back. But thanks again for letting me chime in, and welcome to the hobby, Ted. Hope you check in frequently. V6CKY, back to net control.
VE6CKY, well, James, well, thank you so much, and well, from all of us, thank you for all you do, that's for sure. And Ted's a great example of the results that you get from all the work you do. So, no, I just think it's great just to take a wee pause just to mention that, and I'm glad you were still there, listening there, James. Really do appreciate you hanging around. These ragtune nights do go on for a wee while. People have to come and go, but great, and it's an absolutely wonderful example, and I'm sure there's many examples around the world of people enjoying having mentors like you there, James, to support them to get into the hobby and to learn and to gain interest and get talking, and that's what it's all about. Is being get on air, get talking, and get some communication around the world. And I so much appreciate it. I love doing the net every Friday. I really do. And, it's great to have new check-ins. It's great to have all the regular check-ins. I'm so amazed that so many people around the world want to say hello to me every week. But it's not just saying hello to me, it's saying hello to each other, like yourself and Ted there. So good stuff. So anyway, let me throw it back to Ted for any final comments before we move down the list. Victor Alpha 6, Tango Bravo Oscar. And I'm so glad we got your call sign corrected there. Ted, any further comments before we go on to Cliff is up next. Cliff, please stand by. VA6 TBO, back to you, sir, for any final comments.
James and Graham, I think you pretty much covered everything that we can say about it for now. It's a great hobby. I'm enjoying it. I think one of the obstacles I still need to overcome, I still have a little bit of a mic fright. But, the more I talk, the more I get to know you guys, the more you seem like friends, and the easier it gets. So I'll try to be a regular here, drop by every Friday, if at all possible, and continue our friendship. And with that, I'll leave it at that, and I'll send it back to Net Control. 73 to all, everybody on the net, and I'll be clear. Victor Alpha 6, Tango Bravo Oscar. Thank you.
Very good, Ted. Well, I think I said to you the last time we spoke, we all, even people are kind of long-toothed into the hobby, you can still get a wee bit kind of mic shy at times. There's no shame in that. That's just the way it is. Especially if you know there's quite a lot of people listening around the world. So there we go. But no problem at all. You're sounding great there, Ted, and I've told you that before. And thank you so much for being there. Thanks for checking in, and we look forward to speaking to you again very soon. So both to James, I want to say thanks again, James, and Ted, we'll say 73 to Victor Alpha 6, Tango Bravo Oscar. Thanks again, Ted, and keep up the good work, and yes, stay safe, stay well, have a wonderful weekend. I will no doubt speak to you again very soon. So with that, let's carry on down the list, and next on the list is our friend Cliff, all the way from Calgary, Alberta, and he's also known as Victor Echo 6 Papa Lima Charlie. So Cliff, welcome sir, how are you? And the microphone, my friend, is all yours.
Thank you, Graham, and hello to you and Helen and everybody on the net. From sunny Calgary, great day. We kicked off the Calgary Stampede with the Stampede Parade this morning, and I was up at 5:15 and down to Elk River Camp, Indian Village, at about 6:30 this morning, and we got them organized and up from there to the downtown where the parade route is, and got them into the parade on time. A couple of scary moments there where things seemed a little disorganized, but we sorted it out. I think all three sections got in the right order at the right time, so it all worked out, which it tends to do even though it seems like organized chaos every year. So the rain held off. We had a bad storm last night, but it was too cold. But I am dead tired and my feet are sore. So I am going to go and snuggle with Noella in our chair and probably fall asleep with her momentarily. Back to you, Graham, from V6 PLC.
Oh, fantastic, Cliff. Oh, great to hear from you, sir. And I'm so glad that the Stampede went well and that the weather behaved itself. That's always a good thing. So Cliff, well, of course, I have to say to you, give Nuala a wee squeeze from a Scottish squeeze from myself and Helen. But before I let you go, sir, did you manage to get any kind of footage or photos of the Stampede there, and the parade and everything else? I know you're working hard at getting things all kind of coordinated. And of course, you know the question, sir. I'm going to say, if you've got anything that you want to share as far as footage or videos or anything else, please feel free to do so on the International Radio Network's Facebook page. So I think you did that last year. But anyway, Cliff, there we go. That's all I'm going to ask you, sir. I know you've been awfully busy and you need your rest. So Victor Echo 6, Papa Lima Charlie from GM0 UUB. Great to talk to you, Cliff. And yeah, back to you one more time.
Well, as a matter of fact, I've already posted a picture of some of the teepees from Elbow River Camp on the IRN page on Facebook. So that picture is there to be viewed. And I did take a few more, but good picture, be able to see the teepees quite nicely, and there was quite a number there, and all looked very colorful. And they're there for the whole Stampede, and visit and see how the teepees are set up. Many of the natives actually actually live in the teepees during the week of Stampede, and so you're getting a real authentic view of what life was like when they were living full-time in those teepees. So that's the only picture I've posted so far. I've got some in the wagons, but these were looking especially nice this year. So that's the one I put page on Facebook. Back to you, Graham, from V6PLC.
Oh, thank you so much, Cliff. I just did a wee quick move across there. I've only got the one screen here, so I'm doing net logger. But I did go onto the Facebook page there, saw the picture, and well, thank you so much for posting that. Really do appreciate that. Honestly, Cliff, you're welcome to post up, anything you want, and we just love it. And one thing about the amateur radio community that is we talk to people all around the world with all different things, and the different festivals and different happenings are going on, and we can share them, we can talk about them and everything else. But a picture paints 1,000 words, so they say. So once you actually on the radio about it, when you actually see some pictures come up, it really does kind of finish it off. Puts a wee bit of colour in there. So please feel free to share anything you've got there, sir. So thank you so much, Cliff, and all the best to you. And of course, I think I already said, but myself and Helen want to give a wee Scottish squeeze to Nuala, if you don't mind, and that'd be absolutely wonderful. But all the best to you, Cliff, and thanks for all you do, and thanks for being part of the night and today, and thanks for sharing. And as I said, please feel free to post up any more wonderful pictures or anything else about the Stampede. It's wonderful, great stuff. Okay, so we'll say 73 to Victor Echo 6, Papa Lima Charlie, and with that, we had a brief word with Bob earlier, a brand new check into the net, but it's now his turn, if he's still there, for a bit of a longer QSO. So let's go and find out if November 3 Oscar Alpha Whiskey is still there. N3OAW from GM0 UUB. Bob, are you still with us, sir? Okay, nothing else heard from Bob. Hopefully we'll hear from him in some future net. We'll get to know him a little bit better. But anyway, we don't need to get, what am I going to say? Goodness me. I'm going to say we don't need to, I haven't a clue what I was going to say there, Brian. So anyway, it must have been something complimentary. I'm sure it was. Anyway, G7OCK, thank you for your patience, sir. This is GM0 UUB Net Control, as you know, and thanks, Brian, for being there. And happy Friday, Brian. The microphone is yours.
Happy Friday to yourself and the good lady there in the background, and everybody else that's on the net. Yeah, it would be definitely something complimentary of you, Graham. I have no doubt whatsoever, my friend. Yeah. I'm not doing much this weekend, actually. What I was supposed to be doing has been cancelled till next weekend. It's been put back a bit. So, and last weekend we had a rainette weekend, or one-day rainette. So this weekend I'm free. I'm going to see what the weather's like over the weekend and possibly nip out and play radio somewhere different by way of a change. And we'll just have to see what the weather comes tomorrow. Frank Golf 7, Oscar Charlie Kilo.
Very good, Brian. And actually, I haven't even had a wee look at the forecast for the weekend. I think it's because I'm scared to. You know, just a few days ago, we kind of looked at the forecast and it's like snow in the hills in Scotland, and you're going, what? Let's say July, it's summertime, goodness me. I'm not too sure. And I was going to say a low of tonight was going to be 8 degrees centigrade, but we're already at 8 degrees centigrade. So, you know, it's not even 20 past 11 p.m., so it could go even lower. So, goodness me. And it's kind of strange there, Brian. You know, when you hear these temperatures out there, and, you know, Dale was talking about 99 degrees Fahrenheit, and maybe even gone up to over 100. Goodness, really? I don't know. I don't think I could survive that. Really don't. But anyway, Brian, thanks so much for being there. And I need to ask you the question as well. Of course, you know, yesterday the 4th of July, and of course lots of celebrations across the pond there for Independence Day and everything else, and blah blah. Of course, our 4th of July was kind of dulled down by lots of voting and everything else, and this and that, and blah, blah, blah. So, anyway, Brian, how engaged were you with the voting? We're not talking politics, we're just talking practicalities. How were you engaged with the voting, and did you stay up half the night and watch the results like I did? And that's why I'm kind of flagging. I'm not too sure. Anyway, G7OCK from GM0UUB. Back to you, my friend.
Graham, I went to bed like a good boy and stayed asleep all night and found out the conclusions this morning. And to be truthful, I'm sick of hearing about it all day today. So I give up on voting. I'm wild since I do vote, but the result, as far as I'm concerned, 9 times out of 10 in the area where I live is a foregone conclusion. And I don't think it's going to make a great deal of difference whichever one of them gets into power. I think we and hope for the best, and that's all I'm going to say on the subject. From Golf 7 Oscar Charlie Kilo.
You know, I kind of agree with you, Brian. Just pay our taxes and hope for the best. And all I would say is I'm kind of optimistic, but the optimism is still hope for the best. Really, we just don't know. There's no guarantees, that's for sure. But big changes. I mean, basically the UK has gone all blue and changed to all red. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, I have to say, you know, kind of baseline stuff, I'm glad of a change. Looking forward to seeing just what it actually produces as far as results are concerned. Yeah, I don't think anything's guaranteed, that's for sure. Brian, well, thank you so much for taking the time to stop by today. I really do appreciate that. And you stay safe, stay well, have a wonderful weekend. And we'll say 73 to G7OCK. And with that, it does bring us down to the bottom of the list. So once again, folks, this is Golf Mike 0, Uniform Bravo. It's Graham here in Alloa, Central Scotland, your net control. For the international radio networks, KB1 Multimode Net. We're looking for some more check-ins. And you know what to do, folks. If you want to check in, please, it's your call sign slowly, phonetically, and of course twice. Please, call now.
November 8th, Yankee, Quebec, Juliet, NHY2J, short time.
Number 5, X-Ray, Charlie X-Ray, Woodin, Florida. Good morning. Good afternoon, Graham.
Control, this is Kilo India 7, Papa Kilo Lima, KI7, PKL.
Net Control recognises three fine young amateur radio operators out there and good friends, that's for sure. We do have KI7BKL, that's Rock and Roy, all the way from Portland, Oregon. Roy, you're on the list. And Woody, we haven't spoken, goodness me, where does that come from? We haven't spoken to Woody for a few weeks. So Woody, thank you so much for being there. Great to see you there, sir. Love to hear you. N5XCX, you're on the list. And at the top of the list, we do have our friend Ralph out there in East Lansing, Michigan. N8YQJ. So Ralph, welcome, sir. N8YQJ from GM0UUB. Happy Friday, Ralph, and how are you, sir? The microphone, it's all yours.
Graham will say hello to you and everybody into the net. Just out here working, and I had a few moments in between runs. Been listening to the net for quite a while, and coming to you live from the ZMR 851-900. And hopefully you had a great, well, I say a great 4th of July, but I don't think that's just so we celebrate here in the United States. We put some fireworks up, stuff on the grill, just had a good time. So just stayed home and kind of relaxed at the house and did everything there. Just wanted to have the opportunity to give you another head count and say hello to you and hello to everybody in the net. I got another hour before I'm out at work, so I can go back to listening and see what else what everybody else has got to say. Graham, back to you, and thanks for picking me up. N8YQJ.
N8YQJ from GM0UUB, Net Control. Well, Ralph, thank you so much for being there. Sounding great from the ZMR 851.900 link, and thanks so much for being there, and thanks to Ray out there to look after ZMR land as well. And I should also say that ZMR is also connected to the multimode system on a 24/7 basis, and there is a website, zmr.us, all the w's.zmr.us. So there we go, gave that a wee shout out. But Ralph, great to see you there, sir. And I think you said you're at work, but you're not actually going out for another hour. So you're just sitting there doing nothing. So with that, I'm going to pass it back to you and see what else is going on. So anyway, Ralph, what's your plans for the weekend? How are you doing? Have you any kind of summer holidays planned? Anything else? It's a right tune, Ed, sir. You've asked for it. You said you've got an hour to spare. I'll not take up an hour, just a few minutes. N8YKJ, my friend Ralph from GM0UUB. Back to you, sir.
Graham, well, I think we're going to build a dock for the lake. Our property butts up to a lake, and we've been wanting to build a dock for quite a while, so we went and got some 55-gallon plastic drums, because it could be a floating dock. And so I think that's what the plan is for tomorrow anyways. It shouldn't take us that long to put this thing together. There, Graham. Sorry about that. So that's what the plans are for this weekend, is to build that dock. We have a place to get in and out of the lake. The embankment is starting. The water level is pretty low right now. To the kayaks or the boat up to the dock and just tie it off, and it'll be easier in and out of access to the lake. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow. Sunday, I'm not sure yet. We'll just play it by ear. You, Graham, N8Y2J.
Oh, thank you so much, Ralph. Listen, that sounds really quite exciting, and I was going to ask you why build the dock and all the rest for, well, what have you got? You said the kayaks, and then you said the boat. So, okay, so I understand you're building that, and you've got your kayaks there. When you mentioned the boat, just one more time, if you don't mind, Ralph, because I'm being very, very nosy, but I do like boating. I did have a wee fiberglass boat many, many years ago. I used to go out fishing on that in some lochs around Scotland and everything else. But that was a long time ago. And I go onto YouTube and I watch boats and harbours and activities and everything else. It's just such a tranquil thing and everything else. So anyway, you mentioned a boat there. So do you have a boat that you're kind of mooring on the dock? I'm not too sure. Anything else for us there, Ralph? I'm just being very nosy, but I am interested. N8YQJ, just one more time. Back to you, sir.
We got a V-bottom boat that's, I think it's 12 foot. We got a flat-bottom boat that's 12 foot, and we got 4 kayaks. I have a bayliner, 18-foot bayliner, that we take out on other lakes surrounding us, but the lake we live on is too small to run that bayliner around there. When we want to really go out and do some boating and some tubing and some water skiing and stuff, we have the bayliner, and that we take that to a little bit, bigger lakes. We got one of the best fishing lakes right behind the house. Every time we go out fishing, and there's some massive fish in there. Pam's son has been catching just some record-sized bass and pike and bluegill. I mean, pictures are phenomenal. How big these fish are that he's been pulling out of there. And a lot of them, he'll go out and he'll catch 40 fish in a day without any problem. Him and his buddy go out there all the time, and between both of them, they'll catch 80 fish. But they catch them and throw them back, so I don't think they have a worry about catching more than their limit. Every now and then, they'll bring a few up to the house, and we got filleting table and everything that's there at the house. And they'll throw some fish on the grill. So, I turn that company radio down and want that to come across. So that's the story there, Graham. A V-bottom boat, flat-bottom boat, and 4 kayaks that we use where we're going to put that dock.
Oh, wow, N8YQJ from GM0UUB. Hey, Ralph, I'm so jealous. I would love to have a go in that. Goodness me. Oh, I wish we were closer, sir. I wish we were closer. I would definitely say, Ralph, can I come along and spend a day with you and all that kind of activity? That sounds absolutely wonderful. So, good stuff. I love fishing, I love boating, and everything seems to come together there. So, Ralph, thank you so much. And I didn't know that that was available there, so good stuff. Well, Ralph, have a wonderful weekend. I know you will. Hey, listen, if I was a closer neighbour, Ralph, I would be round at your door saying, Ralph, can I play with you today, please? Absolutely wonderful. Ralph, you take care, sir, and we'll say 73 to N8YQJ. And, I'm reluctant to do so because I would love to talk about it a little bit more. But it is a net. We've got other people there. And, Ralph, take care, sir. Thanks for being there. And looking at the AIM window, we do have a wee kind of short, I think a short time check-in there. Victor Echo 7, Lima Echo. That's our friend Ted in Canada. So let's go and see if Ted's there. So Woody, if you can please stand by We've got a short time check-in on the AIM window. Victor Echo 7, Lima Echo from GM0, UUB. Ted, go ahead, sir. Okay, I'll try that one more time. We've got a wee check-in from the AIM window in Logger. Victor Echo 7 Lima Echo. That's our friend Ted, and he's just about to head off. And he's back and ready to check. Okay, go. Oh, the wonders of Netlogger and the AIM window. Victor Echo 7 Lima Echo. Ted, good to see you there, sir. Happy Friday, and I think you're having to be taxi man shortly. So on you go, sir. Happy Friday. The mic is yours.
Let me see. Okay. This day, I have to hold the space bar down. Hold the space bar down. This is Victor Echo 7 Lima Echo. Just got home. Today, my wife had off, so we rode our electric bikes around Stanley Park. We put them in the truck. Took us 45 minutes to drive to Stanley Park in Vancouver. For people who don't know about Stanley Park, it's a 1,000-hectare park given to us for free by Lord Stanley over 100 years ago. And I think that's who the hockey cup, the Stanley Cup, is also named after. Any of you hockey fans out there? So, yes, I got to drive my daughter to work. I'm the taxi man. So today, if you go on my Facebook page, I had to rescue some food. I have a big pickup truck, so I say I can do 1,500 pounds of food. So yesterday, I did about 30 flats of pop and 50 boxes of chocolates and biscuits and all sorts of things. This is what they can't sell wholesale, so they distribute it to the food bank, and then I drop it off at the food bank. So I'm supposed to also drive people for their cancer treatment. But today I was planning this weekend to drive to northern British Columbia, but we have the heat dome coming. Oh, I got 20 seconds left. So last time we had the heat dome about 3 years ago, 600 people died over the weekend. It gets over 40 degrees. One place went up to, let me do a reset. Victor Echo 7, Lima Echo. So we had the, one place went up to 49.9 degrees Fahrenheit before the town burned down. They haven't built it yet back, and that's Lytton, BC, one of the hottest places in Canada. So that's how hot it gets in the Fraser Canyon, Thompson Canyon. So I delayed my trip till the end of the month until things cool down. But then the next things we have is the dirty 30s. So that's when things get above 30 degrees. That's when the humidity drops below 30%. That's when the winds pick up over 30 kilometers per hour. When those three conditions happen, we have major wire fires here. I remind people, the size of British Columbia includes the whole west side of the United States. So we can fit Oregon, Washington State, and California all in the province of British Columbia with room to leave over. So this also determines which route I take. But now I have an electric truck. I must plan to go from charger to charger. And there's only one route I can take now because I got to charge up. I go and drive 2 to 3 hours while pulling my, and I got to talk British here, caravan, that's what you call it. In North America, we call it travel trailer. In Britain there, remember it used to be Great Britain, but now you just plain Britain. We call it a caravan. So my critters are doing fine.
Victor Echo 7, Lima Echo. Ted, you're doing well there, sir. You were talking about caravan, then you said your critters are doing fine, and then you dropped. Back to you, sir.
On this, see, I'm using Echolink to talk to you. I have a 2-minute time limit, and I got to look at it. It says I got 1 minute 50 seconds. So my critters are doing fine, because many years ago, I had the wisdom of putting in a heat pump. And so our house is cool down to 26 degrees, while it is, I think it's 35 degrees outside now. And sometimes when the heat dome comes, it gets up to 42 degrees. I take a picture of the thermostat to show people. But anyways, I'd like to go there, Graham and Helen. Yes, I've been busy. That's why you haven't heard me. So I'm going to stick around home for 2 more weeks and then travel at the end of the month there, hoping no wildfires. Oh, my VE7 Yankee November Golf says lunch is ready. 73s, everybody, VE7 LTC. Oh, there it is. Listen. Oh, you heard the boss calling me.
Okay, very good, Ted. Well, there you go. Hey, listen, when the boss hollers, you've got to go and respond, that's for sure. Hey, Ted, thank you. Thank you so much for checking in. And, all about... you had so much information there. Really do appreciate you sharing everything there, that's for sure. And you're talking about e-vehicles and, of course, range anxiety when you're operating these electronic cars and everything else. You do suffer. We had when our car, our normal car, our diesel car was in for repairs, we had for a week or two a diesel motor. Sorry, an electric a van actually that we were given for about a week, and it was kind of fun. It was fun driving, it really was. But of course, its range is kind of limited, and we certainly did have range anxiety. That's for sure. We were kind of running out of miles, and we were thinking, well, we've got 12 miles to go, and it says we've only got 10 miles of fuel. Oh goodness, what we're going to do? So it is kind of fun. But anyway, we'll just leave that at that, and I'm sure electronic vehicles' motions as time goes on will get better and better. Thank you so much there, Ted. We really do appreciate that. And we'll say 73 to Victor Echo 7, Lima Echo. Thank you, Ted. Take care, sir. And with that, let's go up to Woody. Woody, thank you for your patience, sir. And Ted was short time, so I just wanted to take him in first. So Woody, thank you for being there. N5XCX from GM0 UUB. Woody, happy Friday. And the microphone, my friend, is all yours. How are you?
Well, happy 5th of July to you, too. Okay. And say hi to Helen, Queen of Scots, for me there. And, surprise her. Give a big hug for me. There you go. And you take it easy. I, too, had got the call of the supper bell here. So I've got to run, too, for my admiral here. Okay, you have a good afternoon, good
good to see you today. And I'll talk to you later. 73. We're going to have to get together one of these days. I've got an idea for a really, really interesting invention. Maybe you can run with it. Who knows? Okay, anyway, I'll let you go. N5 XCX. Have a great day. 73.
N5 XCX, Woody, my friend from GM0 UUB. Well, Woody, thank you so much. And Helen, Queen of Scotland, has got a big smile on her face. Thanks for sending a wee hug from yourself towards Helen there. Thank you so much, sir. And she's sending a big Scottish squeeze right back to you, sir. And that's absolutely amazing. And Woody, if you have any ideas, honestly, absolutely wonderful. All I can say, Woody, is my email is good in QRZ. My email is good in QRZ. So, Woody, if you want to share any ideas, any activities that you want to promote or introduce or anything whatsoever, please feel free to get in touch with me, sir. And I so much appreciate all you do for the amateur radio community. So, like I say, Woody, my email is good in QRZ. So, if you've got anything, please send it to me, and together we can work on that, that's for sure. So thank you so much, Woody. We'll say 73 to N5 XCX, and that's our friend Woody out there in Florida. And with that, we're going to move along to Portland, Oregon, and that's where we find Rockin' Roy, also known as KI7PKL. Rockin' Roy, how are you, sir? And I was going to check in earlier to your net, but goodness me, your handheld was overheating and in danger of becoming a fire. So I thought, hey, listen, we'll just hang fire and we'll talk to him later. KI7PKL from GM0 UUB. Happy Friday. The mic is yours.
Graham and everybody on the net. I haven't abused this radio like that so far. I've been pretty careful, but kind of ran out of options today and was getting too much packet loss through my node, so I had to go through the repeater. And these little, as you probably, I'm sure you know, these handheld radios, you start calling the rag tune at with these handhelds, and they may not survive. So anyway, it looks like we did survive. I'm very thankful for that. And that's just a reminder that I need to beef up a couple of things here, like I've got another radio just like this that I had to reset, and I really need to get it on connected to Chirp and reload the code plug. I sure do. I pause. A hot day here, 37 degrees Celsius, and we're looking at 5 days of right around, within a degree or two of 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's just going to be hot. It's going to be nasty. It's going to be gnarly here for several days, a better part of a week. So hey, we wanted summer to come. It came. Back to you, KI7PKL.
Well, Roy, honestly, when you guys talk about Fahrenheit temperatures, I mean, when you go into like 70s, 80s, 90s, you go, way. And then all of a sudden, it's even three figures. And honestly, us over here in the UK, we just don't actually know exactly how that is. We have no experience of it whatsoever. And I would say, thankfully, I've always said, as far as centigrade is concerned, if we get to 22, 24, that's hey, listen, that's the best summer
I would ever want anything above that. Even at that, it's kind of hot. So it's all relative, isn't it? When you were kind of brought up as a child, where you're born, this and that, what you were used to. There we go. But anyway, it really, these days, goodness me, when you're looking at the news and the weather channels and everything else there, Roy, what you used to, you don't now experience, because things are changing in every zone, everywhere around. Climate change, everything else, I'm not too sure. But there we go. Anyway, Roy, let me just take a wee pip. And yeah, Roy, of course, Roy, KI7PKL, is the voice of Friday on the Alaska Morning Net. We had Jeanette earlier, the voice of Saturday on Alaska Morning Net, and everything else. And I do enjoy checking into Alaska Morning Net. But Roy, today, I have to say, I was walking my dog and I came back home, and I could hear a round of check-ins. You had some people, I think, at the end were short time or something. It went on for about half an hour, and that was apparently the last round of check-ins. So that was going to be a kind of, hey, Roy, and then I think Steve did a wee thing, and somebody else, and all the rest. And then you said, if I keep on transmitting from my handheld, it's probably going to go on fire. So I thought, hey, listen, I'm just not going to let Rock and Roy go on fire. I think I'll just leave it alone. And hopefully you'll check into my net. So good to talk to you, sir. It wouldn't be a Friday without you, that's for sure. But like I say, you were so busy earlier. I was listening at the end, and I thought, hey, listen, we'll just let you go. So KI7PKL, GM0UUB.
Seriously, and of course it's not going to literally, flames aren't going to come out or anything like that, but if you've ever burned up a guitar amp, I have, a bass amp, and we were, long story about that band, the cop bands that I played with for a while, but anyway, we were practicing, and we were playing pretty darn loud, and the bass amp that I had at the time just wasn't made for that. And about 2/3 of the way through our practice, all of a sudden it got pretty quiet and really, really fuzzy. And the time I burned up my HT doing the Alaska Morning Net, that was 2018, January 2018. And it did the same exact thing. It got really, really fuzzy and weak. And what's interesting about that is if you have that happen, the transistors actually a lot of times will self-heal. I pause. Remind you maybe what my call sign was, because I'm an old man and I might forget. Anyway, both the guitar amp and the radio, actually, the finals in both of them self-healed. Not quite as strong as they were before, but they did. And finally the amp died. I did it again some other time, and at that time it was all over. And tried to do another net with that radio. Oh, actually, that was just about a year ago. And I got to about 15 minutes and it died. So, yep, these things happen. So, yeah, glad. Hopefully this radio is okay, and it hasn't suffered any permanent damage. Hey, that's one good reason why I like $100 radios. If this was an $800 radio, that'd be a whole different matter. Back to you, my friend. This is KI7PKL. And sorry we missed you today, too.
Very good, Roy. Well, like I say, I was there just to, I was going to say, I'm sorry for being a straggler. I'm there, there's late check-in, this and that, but you had, I think it was Steve, came in with some information, and then somebody else, and everything else. And then you said, if I transmit any more, I'm going to go on fire. So I thought, hey, listen, I'll just leave you alone. So there we go. But Roy, you kind of reminded me. I do remember back in the day when many people do use their HTs, their handheld radios. Plug it into the cigarette lighter socket and all the rest in the car, and use that as mobile operations. And I do remember, using, I didn't have an external mic. If you just use the radio itself, and you're trying to transmit, maybe you've got the handheld connected to an external mag mount radio in your car or whatever it might be, and you're sitting there talking maybe just 5 watts, and but goodness me, after about a minute, maybe a minute and a half, that handheld gets awfully odd, and you're kind of holding on to that, and you're trying to say, I think I have to finish my conversation right now because I can't hold on to my radio anymore because it's getting too hot. I do remember trying that, but there we go. That was a while ago, but there we go. Anyway, Roy, do you have any more comments? Because you are the bottom of the list so far. So you might be the tail gunner, I don't know. But I'll be going for another round of check-ins, a final round of check-ins after you, sir. But anyway, yeah, it just brought back these memories of having a handheld radio operating mobile plugged into the cigarette socket, and you can't talk anymore because the handheld's getting too hot. KI7 PKL from GM0 UUB.
That is a concern. I do have a radio that was doing that too. That was my Wouchon. And I got it because it has a different receiver for most HTs. And if you have strong signals on adjacent bands that desensitize your HT, that Wouchon can deal with that way better than any other HT I've ever owned. In fact, one of the guys here did some testing, and that cheap Chinese radio came out head and shoulders above all of them. But, yeah, you talk on it too much, it starts getting hot too. And I don't know, I was almost kind of wondering, is it getting hot, or am I getting RF burns from this thing, or what? I don't know, I finally quit using it. But, if I ever have to operate in that one area of town where all the desensing happens, I've got the radio for that. All right, Graham, hey, thanks for taking my check-in. Great net today, and hope everybody is staying cool, or at least kind of cool anyway. KI7 PKL, back to net.
Thank you so much, Roy. And hey, listen, just one more quick question. It's a more personal thing, but anyway, as far as music is concerned, let's go back to music, sir. Yes, Rock and Roy we're talking to. So, any gigs? Have you any gigs planned anytime soon, sir? And also, have you found a girlfriend to get yourself some videos of such gigs? We need to have both. We need to work on this, sir. We need to work together on this. KI7 PKL, GM0 UUB.
You know, there is a real challenge. The world is full of pretty women. Nice, pretty women. Everywhere you go, there are lots of nice, pretty women. But find one, that would make a... Well, one, you have to find one willing to be your girlfriend. That's challenging enough in itself. But then finding someone that you're actually compatible with. Oh, man, especially if you're geek and you have expensive hobbies like, amateur astronomy and ham radio and music and things like that. It takes a very, very special woman to put up with a techno geek like me, seriously, because, we're always broke because we spend all our money down at the candy store. I I don't know. You know, I see these couples where they're both techno geeks and they do it together, and you know, well, now that looks kind of cool. Might present its own challenges, but it sure looks kind of cool. Seeing couples who do ham radio together and stuff like that. So, yep, that one's kind of a challenge. I'm not sure. I know the really big one we do every summer. I think that one's coming up the early part of August, and I'm not sure if we're doing anything else this month or not. I'm going to have to check on that. But yeah, things are a lot different from how they used to be. We used to play bar gigs every week. We play several bar gigs every week, and things are very different now. Back to you. This is KI7 PKL.
KI7 PKL from GM0UUB. Roy, it's you're absolutely right. Things are very different, since COVID and everything else. But goodness me, hey, listen, I wish I lived closer to you, sir. And when you went out to do all your gigs and all the rest, I wish I was a wee harmonica player, at least a harmonica player, just to support what you're doing, all the kind of rocking stuff. And goodness me, it's so good. But anyway, good stuff. But anyway, Roy, try and establish if you can identify a particular partner for yourself. She needs to be female, and she needs to be able to operate the camera to take some photos and some footage of gigs that you're appealing at and everything else. So there we go. The invite is out there, and you didn't help yourself when you said you're always broke because you're an amateur radio operator buying equipment. So I don't know. I think you need a little bit more coaching there, Rock and Roy, about just how to attract the right person. Don't say you're broke. Goodness me. Anyway, KI7 PKL, just because you're bottom of the list, and also because, hey, listen, I love talking to you. I'll pass it back to you one more time, and then I'm going to go for a final round of check-ins. So KI7 PKL, it's all fun from GM0UUB. Back to you, sir.
It had to not only remind me what my call sign was, it also had to tell me what time it was, too. So thank you, Noah. Timing is very important here. But oh, man, strike two. Oh, I keep messing up. How am I ever going to find a girlfriend when I'm so honest? Anyway, hey, Graham, great time this afternoon. And I always... Man, after a Friday morning of being on the hot seat, I just kick back, listen to your net, and have a pretty good time doing it. So, thanks for taking my check-in and for a very good time. And, yeah, glad I was able to get in, too. I had to go do errands this afternoon, so I missed a good deal of net out there in the 37-degree weather. But, hey, got my errands done, got everything I needed, except, the store was out of ice. I think that's going to be happening a lot the next few days. All right, my friend, talk to you soon. KI7, PKL.
KI7 PKL, Rock and Roy from GM0UUB. Well, thank you so much, Roy. Yeah, well, once again, hey, listen, we're doing our best here on the International Radio Network's KB1 Multimode Net, and yeah, Rock and Roy is looking for any a lady out there that might be listening, and everything else. Your qualifications must be good on enjoying amateur radio operations, and also be good on taking some videos and photos of gigs that you can post up on our Facebook page. So there we go. That's the only qualifications. So anyway, Rock and Roy's email is good in QRZ. KI7PKL, look up the QRZ, and he's good in QRZ. So there we go. And hey, listen, Rock and Roy, we'll do our best. We'll get you there, sir. And we'll all enjoy the entertainment afterwards, seeing all your gigs and everything else posted up on our International Radio Network's Facebook page. Hi. Good stuff. Roy, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much. I'll take a wee pip. Okay, this is a Golf Mike Zero Uniform Bravo, saying 73 to KI7 BKL. It does bring us down to the bottom of the list. So folks, this will be the final round of check-ins. Goodness me, we've been here for, over 3 hours. So, yeah. So it's definitely the final round of check-ins. So final call for check-ins. This is Golf Mike Zero, Uniform Bravo. Graham here in Alma, Central Scotland. This is, of course, the IRN KB1 Multimode Net, and we're looking for some more check-ins. It's a final round of check-ins. If you want to check in before we close the net, please give me your call sign, slowly, phonetically, and twice. Please call now. Okay, nothing else heard. Well, I just want to say thank you so much, and I think on the list we've got about 29 people there, so thank you so much. And I just want to say to all the stations that checked in today, it's been an absolute pleasure and a privilege to connect with you. Absolutely wonderful. And I mean that really from the bottom of my heart. And please check out our websites at allthews.irn.radio. That's allthews.irn.radio for more information and news. And also our partners out there, Extended Freedom Network. Check out them by allthews.extendedfreedom.network. That's extendedfreedom.network. And we are also permanently connected to ZMR, so go and check out them at zmr.us. That's zmr.us. Anyway, folks, thanks for being there, and thanks for all the additional places and networks and nodes and gateways and everybody else that have connected up for today's net. Really do appreciate that, and thank you so much. Without all your support, this net would not happen. So, Mike Zero, Uniform Bravo, and my wife, Mike 7, Hotel Quebec Sierra. We're saying a tatty bye and a toodle pip and 73. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, stay well. We'll talk to you again soon. Returning everything back to normal amateur radio use. 73, guys.